and welcome to another episode of Tinfoil Tuesday. I'm Hannah. How are all of you doing? Make sure you get your new bingo cards. If you haven't already, we're going to play some Tinfoil Tuesday bingo. Whoever the first person is to win, just send me a link in the chat, preferably with a highlighted message at me. And then you can win a gift sub if you are the first person to win. Let's see, we're on a hype train. Lomain 319, thank you for gifting a sub. Trying to make sure there wasn't anything before that. Purple Nickel with 100 bits says, have some bits in celebration of my new tattoo. Oh, cool. Hope it looks good. Bitter Grin, thanks for gifting 5 tier 1 subs to the community. Lomain 319, thanks for 9 months. That's a sub baby. This sub baby's name is Gerald Nakatomi. Gerald Nakatomi. Choking Ouroboros, thanks for gifting a sub. Appreciate it. 33% to level 3. If you were into weird numbered gematria shit, like Call. Wait, no. Call doesn't do the gematria, does he? I don't know. It's all getting clogged up in my brain at this point. There's too much conspiracy gunk in there. Ugh, I should have fixed my bangs before stream, but we all make mistakes. I was going to start putting on the stuff, but we gotta wait. I gotta do the tinfoil if we get to level 5 of the hype train. Oh yeah, 1 bingo card per person, please. So what do we have on the potential view list today? Jilly Juice, Peter, Bob Larson teaching us how to expel demons. Aliens or demons? Who or what controls the world? Alex Chu, Immortality Rings guy, is going to regale us with the tale of the time he got arrested for refusing to refund people for their Immortality Rings. Mud Fossil guy not only believes in cave-ginas, but apparently he also thinks that gold is secretly plentiful in a way that it is not on Earth. And he's going to tell us where to find all the secret gold. Hans Wormhat has a video on if transvestigation should come back. No, it shouldn't. We have an article about a QAnon influencer who, surprise, is a convicted sex offender who molested an 8-year-old boy. We'll read that. An article about that website, Real Raw News, grifting about $15,000 from their readers. Call is mad about Sesame Street, and a channel of his got banned. I was gonna watch the video about him complaining about another channel getting banned, but he removed it sometime between yesterday and today. Reportedly, he had made calls for people like Surus and myself to be locked in prison or killed or something. So I don't know if that video got, like, striked down. I didn't even watch it yet. Or if he took it down so he didn't get a strike. But that video's gone, so we can't watch that, unfortunately. Have I seen My Story animated? It's basically Darmon, but animated, and claims it's from real stories. I think I've vaguely heard of it. I may have seen it at some point, but I've definitely heard of it. Narnandia says, take care of your skin suit, Hannah. You don't want to void the warranty. Oh, I blew this thing out years ago. Yeah, no. There's no returning this thing. The warranty is up. This is mine now. The skin suit loses half its value the second you walk it off the lot anyway. And this one wasn't very expensive to begin with. 68% to level 3 with only 50 seconds left. We must don me in tinfoil. It is imperative. Jody Girl 78, thanks for 100 bits. Spongy Lord, thanks for 7 months, says, yay, I get to watch from the start. Hi, Hannah. Hi, chat. Hello, Spongy. How are you? Muddy with 30 bits says, hell yeah, I've finally been able to catch a live stream after 1,000 years. I'm making some pride flag stickers for one of my friends' birthdays while I watch. Cute. We have 20 seconds left, and we're only at 77%. Someone save it. Nick says, someone convinced me to do a 70-star Mario 64 run tonight. Well, I wish you luck in your endeavor. Porcelain Giant with 100 bits. Bittergrin with 100 bits. Sweetie Bunny Mommy with 100 bits says, take my bits. Wow, Tinfoil Tuesday Hype Train didn't get to level 5. That's the first time in months, I think, a Tinfoil Tuesday Hype Train didn't get to level 5. That's a shame. Tea with Goblin says, morning, Hannah. What is the design on your shirt? I see rainbows and I'm intrigued. It's like a rainbow lip thing. Jody Girl, thanks for gifting a sub. Appreciate it. Alright, so we got to level 2, so I can do 2 things. We'll do the jacket and the horns. Astrofox is a coworker today, told me she was trans. It's so good to meet other LGBT plus people in an area. I see Trump flags and no pride flags during June, yeah. Well, that's good. 1. Where are the horns? 2. And that's all you get. Alright, let's see what we got. New stuff on the bingo card. So get bingo cards if you want to play. Speedy Yoshi with a link. Oh yeah, it's a Tom and Jerry joke about people throwing cats in a bag in a river. That's a trope. Did people legit used to take, like, bags of unwanted cats and drown them? What the fuck is wrong with people? Blackwing Hackety with a link. What did I miss? Not much. Like, I guess I just don't understand. Like, you say it's a Great Depression thing. If you can't take care of your cat, just take it somewhere and let it go. Like, that's still not ideal, obviously. But, like, let's say you're in a situation like the Great Depression or you're just impoverished and you can't take care of it. You don't jump from, I can't take care of this cat to, I better drown this cat in a river. Like, what the hell? Seems like quite a leap. Anyway, let's get started. It was before shelters were a thing. It wasn't before outside was a thing. Just let the cat out and let it go out. Why was their first instinct to murder the cat? I don't get it. Okay, let's see. Who do we want to start with? Let's start with Peter. Screw it. So Peter is still Peter, clinging on to any fake news articles that he can about Trump or Biden, all that fun stuff. So he's got a couple new videos out that we haven't seen. Let's check them out. I believe this first one, he thinks that Hunter Biden has somehow rolled on his father about something. Austy Watsy, thank you for 500 bits.
Welcome back, Patriots. Peter Hanna here. Did Biden's children backstab him? Because it appears to me that both his son, Hunter Biden, and his daughter, Ashley Biden, have given Team Trump personal items that contain evidence of crimes.
Peter, when you say it seems to you, what are you basing that it seems upon? Is it upon your own investigation, evidence, connections to the Biden family? Or did you read it on a QAnon forum from an anonymous poster and or a QAnon grifter who on the same web page tried to get you to buy gold or supplements or who knows what other useless thing?
From the Biden family. In other words, his children gave...
Oh, the video's low? I think the... Yep, that would be why. That should fix it.
Team Trump...
Sorry.
Personal items that prove the Biden family is involved in crimes. What in the world? Why would they do this unless they were backstabbing them because they got some type of plea deal?
Peter, none of what you just said happened. You've taken this all at face value for absolutely no reason. I don't know where you're getting this bullshit information. I don't know if it's real raw news or some other bullshit QAnon fake website thing. It's not true. Narnandia Owl says his uncle who works at Nintendo. No, wait. A QAnon Reddit post. Did I hear about Dean Stockwell? I did. It's sad. I mean, he was 85. Like, you know, if I made it to 85, I'd be thrilled, you know? Especially considering how I spent most of my 20s. But, yeah, it's still sad. I loved him in Quantum Leap, so. But it is what it is. It's part of life.
With Trump behind the scenes. What is going on? Have you guys heard about this whole Ashley Biden situation? I have a slightly different take on it. This is not my unique original theory. This is a theory based on what a lot of the Nanons are talking about. And so this is the theory. So you heard about the Hunter Biden laptop, right? Well, what's odd about...
Are they still worried about this laptop? This laptop, I didn't come up with this joke. I am stealing this joke from I don't remember who, but they said it seems like the Republicans have lost Hunter Biden's laptop more times than Hunter Biden did. It's weird that that laptop keeps appearing and disappearing and no one can ever actually get it to investigate any of these alleged crimes that Republicans are accusing them of. Meek says, Hannah's cursed enough by fate to live past 120 despite wanting to die the whole time. You know, hatred of people like Peter, I think, is just going to be like a warm coal that keeps my cold, dead heart aflame for decades after I should have died of natural causes. Narnandia Owl says, Schrodinger's laptop. Blackwing Hecate says, did Peter just mispronounce a non? It's a 4-letter word! Also, reduce, reuse, recycle your jokes.
Out this laptop is that Hunter Biden had this laptop with a whole bunch of horrible, incriminating evidence on it, and he just left.
We have no evidence of any of it. I've seen these pictures, by the way, that were supposedly taken off this laptop that no one can prove exists. What I think was more likely is someone probably somehow found their way into Hunter Biden's iCloud account or something and pulled some pictures. And I've seen those pictures, and all I learned was Hunter Biden has a giant dick and has, at least at one point, received a foot job while eating pizza. Which, right on. That's good for him. I did see that picture. There was literally a picture if you didn't see. And I'm not saying you should go look this up. But, like, there's a picture out there of Hunter Biden getting a foot job while he is eating pizza. And that's, you know, I'm not into feet, but I gotta respect that that's a power move. Eating pizza while you're getting a foot job, I respect that. Princess Amelia, thank you for 11 months, says, are they just jealous of Hunter Biden's sizable you-know-what? I don't know. QAnon claimed as a source, not unless they directly cite one of the Q posts. Blackwing Hecate says, if I was allosexual, that would sound like a good time, but I'm ace and I'm not a huge fan of pizza, so that's a shame about the pizza. I don't care about, you know, if you're ace, but like pizza's the fucking bomb. That's a shame. Nick says, pizza and pizza, breakfast of champions. 4chan dudes were mad about those photos because they thought they made him look like a Chad. I don't like the term Chad, but I don't know. What did they expect? He's like a wealthy, like, he's wealthy and a part of a political dynasty at this point. I know, it's just the Bidens, but like him and his father, let's say that's whatever. He's part of a wealthy, known family. And I don't know this to be the case, but I guess I assumed some of the women in the photos were sex workers, which I have no issue with. I don't care. Seemed like they were having a good time, or at least they're good at their job. They're good enough at their job for me to not know they're having a bad time if that's what's going on. But, what do they think rich people spend their time doing? Not their taxes. Like, what did they think Hunter Biden does? He's a drug addict, but, like, he's a wealthy drug addict, which is, like, the fun kind. Still not good, but, you know. Less, you know, passing out in alleys at 4 in the morning and more getting pizza foot jobs in 5-star hotels all over the world. Anyway. Blackwing Hecate says, I only really like the junk food pizza, and I live in New Haven. All the pizza is too good quality for me. Raven says, I've had too many pizza jobs, so I hate pizza too. Also popcorn. Worked at too many movie theaters. That's a shame. Popcorn's pretty good.
Left it at a computer repair shop and never picked it up again. With a easily breakable password. Like,
wow, it almost sounds like this whole story is highly implausible and probably didn't happen. I often, when I have a broken laptop, leave it at a computer repair shop in a town, in a state that I don't live, and then never pick it up again. Obviously.
It's literally as if he, like... And the weirdest thing is that the computer repair guy gave it right to Team Trump. I forget who on Team Trump, but I guess the NSA or something. He gave it to the part of the government that is on Team Trump, like the patriotic side, the patriots, not the, like, black hats. So Hunter Biden gave his laptop to a computer repair shop that I assume he knew was going to means that his laptop was going to end up on Team Trump's side, because Team Trump has Hunter Biden's laptop and all that incriminating evidence.
You're basing that claim on... There isn't even evidence the laptop in question exists, Peter. Much less who would be in possession of this mythical laptop. Make a single claim based on evidence. Just once. Just once. It would be beautiful.
And then...
Blackwing Hecate says, Peter has no clue what white hat, black hat, red hat means. I don't even know what red hat means.
So I was wondering.
Oh, I guess I'm thinking in the dichotomy, or in this case, trichotomy. Red hat, do you just mean someone who has, like, a MAGA hat? I guess I was thinking in terms of, like, black hat, white hat, hacker shit, which I find to be a cringe descriptor anyway. But I've heard those often used in relation to, like, white hat or black hat hackers. Right. Nick says, speaking from experience, you don't need to have an easily guessed password because you have to provide your password to the technician. Blackwing Hecate says, I mean gray hat. Red hat is a programming language. Alright, that makes more sense. Thank you.
It's like, did he turn himself in? Did he do a plea deal where if he gave his laptop to the Patriots, that... Because the laptop ended up with the Patriots. I'm not sure it was intentional or not. I think it was intentional. I think this is some type of plea bargain, you know, the
Remember when Tucker Carlson said the laptop he had in his possession, but, like, it got lost or something? He was like, don't worry, guys. I'm bringing the evidence. And then the evidence got lost.
Biden's daughter and son are like, oh, we had a messed up life. Be easy on us. Don't execute us. Here, we'll give you whatever you need. Because he left it at this repair shop. It ended up with the Patriots. And same thing has just happened recently again. Project Veritas is obviously Team Trump. Not, like, affiliated officially with Trump, but obviously Team Trump, Team Patriots.
Stephen J. Neptune Man says, Mother of God, it's November. Does Peter still think Trump is coming back? He does. Peter, I cannot say this with enough gravity. It has been over a year since Biden got elected. I am not telling you you have to like Biden. Biden is a right-leaning centrist on a good day. I don't like him. I think he's shitty. I think he's emblematic of a lot of the things that are wrong with our country's political system, our country's left. You don't have to like him. You can say your stupid Brandon memes or just be a normal person and say fuck, the president if you want. I said fuck Trump. You can say fuck Biden. I can say fuck Biden. That's fine. but you need to take a step back into reality and recognize that Biden is the president because he won the election, and Trump lost because a lot of people hate him. Trump could come back in 2024 and win. I'm not delusional. Especially with how Biden is doing and how short the memory of people in the United States' brain, memory is. Not unlikely. But what I am saying is, Trump is not coming back unless he wins an election. Nick says, it'd be more believable if the New England Patriots had the laptop. Princess Amelia says, the dog ate my homework, I swear. Astro Fox says, Tucker lost the laptop almost as hard as Trump lost the election. Narnandia Owl says, keeps happening for some weird reason, but they totally have all the evidence ready to go. Any day now. Spongy Lord says, Trump is the dad who just went out for smokes and he'll be right back. It's depressing. Ender92 says, could you imagine being the son of a presidential candidate and having horrifying things on your laptop and going, yeah, I'll leave it with random people, like the Bidens wouldn't have someone they personally know to fix it for him? And the allegations here, I don't know if you understand the specific allegations. This isn't just about some sort of, shady business dealing or, pay-for-play scheme or anything, though I think there are allegations of that as well. The allegation that people on the right are making about Hunter Biden's laptop is that there were child sexual abuse imagery on there involving Hunter and potentially Joe. So they think Hunter Biden has a laptop full of some of the most shocking and illegal materials a human being could possess that incriminates them in a crime that everyone on the planet universally agrees is one of the worst things you could do. Some people are going to say the worst thing, depending on if you put murder in that higher or lower. It's just... And you're going to hand that over to just some rando at a computer shop, and then you never pick up the laptop. I don't know the intelligence level of Hunter Biden. I don't know anything about the guy other than his monster cock. In fairness, that thing clearly needs a lot of blood. I don't know how much is left for his brain. But I don't think anyone on Earth is stupid enough to hand over a computer with incriminating evidence of them abusing children to some rando and then just forgetting about it. Just a thought. Overthought says, if Christians have taught us anything, they'll wait forever for their savior, even if all the evidence says that ain't happening. Peter will wait for Trump forever. Probably. I think more likely is that at some point he will displace the feelings he has towards Trump onto some other politician, and he will just say, let's say DeSantis runs in 2024, which he probably will. It's possible if he gains steam and a decent portion of the Trump fan base, then Peter will then displace his feelings onto DeSantis or someone else and say, now he's in charge of the white hats and is fighting the deep state. Whatever it takes to keep the delusion alive. Even if Trump dies, this is going to keep going. Gray Tara, thanks for 3 months. Ender92 says, LMAO, I didn't know that. He would just microwave it and get a new one if that was true. I feel like that embodies how technologically illiterate the right are. Yep.
And Project Veritas was offered Biden's daughter's diary, which has evidence in it.
And as we all know, Project Veritas, which I believe is currently under investigation by the FBI, is a very trustworthy source. Steve with a Q, thanks for 13 months.
Of crimes. So, and what the weirdest part is, it kind of, again, looks like she kind of just gave it to them. She left it at a hotel, and it just ended up in the hands of some people who were giving it to Project Veritas, and it just sounds very weird. Now, maybe it's possible that this theory is not right, but
No kidding. Blackwing Hecate says, not even microwave it, just drive a railroad spike through the thing. I don't know, what? he's part of a family that are multi-millionaires, and not like little millionaires. Like Biden, I think, has a net worth of, I guess I don't know. I would imagine it's at least in the tens of millions. Biden net worth. It's a guess. Let me see if I can find something that's a little briefer. 9 million, which is actually less than I would have thought. So Biden's worth $9 million, officially. They can find a private computer person. Fuck it, buy a big magnet and run the computer through a giant magnet and then smash it into a million bits. Pyromancer says, imagine having a paper diary in the year 2021. Tea with Goblin says, Trump? Die? Hannah, you're forgetting the amazing alien med beds. Trump can live forever, and he'll definitely be coming back in 2055. For sure. Just need to hold the line, fellow patriots. Ugh. I feel like I just saw a flash forward to what I'm going to be covering on every Tuesday for the rest of my life. That's depressing.
Here's to me and other Anons as well that Ashley Biden wanted her diary to get into the hands of Project Veritas or to journalists who could expose it. Clearly she was careless. Like, who leaves a diary with crimes about your family just lying around in a hotel?
It's almost like the story is completely unbelievable. Weird. Hydrate. I like that the laptop story basically died and didn't pan out, so now apparently they're trying to do, well, now we have Biden's daughter's diary. I do find it funny, too. It feels like whoever is concocting these conspiracy theories are kind of out-of-touch boomers, because Hunter, as a man, owns a laptop. Ashley Biden, who I assume is an adult woman, she has a paper diary like she's a 13-year-old in the year 1965. She also has phone calls with her friends, like laying on her front on her bed with her feet up with like a finger spun around the cord. Oh my god, guys, did you see Steve today in home ec? That didn't start the video.
Who leaves their laptop at a repair shop with terabytes of crimes on it?
Peter is literally explaining right now why the story doesn't make sense. He's so close to getting it, and he just refuses to get it. Like, you know how orbiting is basically falling towards something but never hitting it? Like, if you're a satellite to a planet, you're basically constantly falling towards the planet, but your velocity around it is enough that you just keep falling around forever. Peter is that, but the Earth is reality, and he is the satellite just constantly orbiting around reality and the point and never, ever getting it. Never getting to touch the sweet, sweet ground of reality.
Just left at a repair shop, didn't come back for it. Just like the diary, left at a hotel, didn't come back to it. So
it's almost like they're trying the same grift twice because the first time it didn't work very well. Crazy.
Maybe, you know, if they actually like went up to...
Are we gonna find out Ashley Biden has a huge dick too? That's the twist I'm waiting for in 2021.
Trump or went to the White House and said, here's our personal items, then it'd be like, oh, he backstabbed them. But I guess they can be like, sorry, Biden. Sorry, Joe Biden. Dad, it was an accident. I guess they can claim it as an accident. I left it at a hotel. I left it at a...
Peter, none of this is real. Blackwing Hecate says, the kind of woman I hope to be, with a link. My breasts have 1,000 terabytes of memory. Do you know how many movies I could fit in my boobs if they were also solid-state storage devices? So many movies. Is it the future yet? I want movie tits. As in tits that will store my movies in 4K. Tucker White says, slightly off topic, there's allegedly a video of Ashley Biden snorting cocaine at a party. For some reason, right-wingers want to make Hunter and Ashley cooler than they actually are. That's what I don't get. If Hunter Biden, and we know Hunter Biden did drugs, he's a recovering drug addict. It doesn't surprise me I wouldn't be surprised if fucking Joe Biden himself at some point had done cocaine. He lived through the 70s and 80s. I don't care if people have done cocaine. I don't think you should do cocaine. I think it's bad for you. But, you know, I'm not your mom. I can't tell you what to do. Steve with the Q says, silicone implants. Silicone cannot store my movies in 4K. At least not with the implants as they exist now.
Computer repair shop, but really they're backstabbing him. Really what's happening...
She did throw a soft drink at a cop. Rad.
...is they want the crimes of the Biden family to be exposed because some type of plea deal. I think this is what's going on. What do you think this is going on? What we know for a fact is that Patriots have this diary which has crimes of the Biden's family, and we have the laptop from hell from Hunter Biden that has way worse crimes all over the place on that laptop. So the question is, why did Hunter Biden leave it at a repair shop and never pick it up? And why did Ashley Biden leave it at a hotel and never bother to get it?
Ooh, I got it. Because neither of these are true, and they're completely made up by right-wingers in order to try and grift people like you into making money. Yay, I did it!
Very weird. Very, very weird.
Blackwing Hecate says, read that again. Read what again? Meek says, Biden definitely takes drugs to stave off the senility. Silicon implants, as opposed to silicone, silicon. Blackwing Hecate says, mine becomes Stream Boss.
Conclusion is that they left it there, but really they knew it was going to end up in the hands of the white hats, Team Trump. And this is all part of some type of plea deal. You know, we had a messed up life and we want to not be executed. So as long as we let all the people know the dirt on our family, then you'll be easy on us.
Again, Peter, what crimes do you think... I know what you think Hunter Biden has done, which there is no evidence of, I remind you. And again, you are committing slander by implying someone is a child predator without any evidence. QAnon people do that all the time, though. Par for the course. What do you think Ashley Biden has done to warrant execution? And need I remind you, well, assaulting a child is absolutely, like, unforgivable and one of the worst things a human being could fucking do. The sentence for that crime is not death. Just for the record. If someone does that, they should go to prison for the rest of their lives. I agree. But the death sentence is bad, okay? Jesus Christ.
When it comes to our punishment. I don't know what...
Narnia Owl says, S-double-D's hard drive.
What do you guys think? What's your explanation for all this? Definitely want to know what you guys think. But this is a big news story because the reputation of the president and his family is being destroyed right now.
I don't hear the kid crying in the background.
Absolutely demolished. I'm sure a lot of Democrats are like, wow.
Is it in the other ear, maybe? Because I'm only wearing one headphone. Let me check. Someone's asking for bad parenting on the bingo card.
Biden is not a very good person, and they're waking up. They're being red pilled. So this is very exciting news. You know, this might be the beginning. On top of Durham, who...
Yeah, I don't hear the kid.
Investigation.
I'm not saying that it definitely isn't a kid, but I don't hear the kid. So, general baby noises, yeah, that's not inherent. That's not... A kid being there is not inherently bad parenting.
Climbing its way up to Clinton and exposing Clinton corruption and Biden corruption and Hillary corruption, all these corruption. On top of...
What is the right gonna do? Hold on, real quick. Let me check something. Hillary Clinton age. Clinton is 74 years old. Bill Clinton is 75, and he was just in the hospital again. The Clintons are probably gonna die sometime in the next 5-10 years. Maybe not. They're wealthy. They could, you know, do other stuff. But Bill has had health issues, you know, for decades because of heart issues back in the early 2000s and 90s and stuff. So it's whatever. What are they going to do when there's no longer a Clinton? I guess they'll just shit on Obama, but that's not going to work as well because the general public, at least, has a pretty decent view of Obama. At least a lot of people, like, were mad at Bill Clinton for the Monica Lewinsky shit. But Obama doesn't really have anything like that the general public cares about. There's stuff people like us care about. Drone strikes and working too much with Republicans and gutting the original plans for, like, public option and stuff out of the Affordable Care Act. But, like, the general population that's not fucking paying attention, they're just like, oh yeah, Obama, we like Obama, he was a cool president, blah, 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 blah. Whatever. So what are they gonna do for the next 30 years? They're not gonna have Clintons to shit on, unless Chelsea decides to do something, which would piss me off, but what are you gonna do? Blackwing Hecate says, I am being red-pilled, but the red pill is blue now. MH Darkbeast, thanks for 18 months, says, evening, Hannah. Oh god, I arrived for Peter. By the way, our second stream baby is crowning. Soon they will be joining baby Pietro Maximoff. Did we name the last baby Pietro Maximoff? 18 months. Okay. Stream baby name. Well, honestly, we went with Pietro Maximoff, so now we gotta go with Wanda, right? Your second stream baby is Wanda Maximoff. Side note, have you noticed an ability to move metal with your mind? Just asking for a friend. Color by Emmy says, so for I think Joe Biden's worst reputation destroyer was his grandpa fart in front of that Duchess. Funny joke. But I would say giving up on campaign promises, like forgiving student debt, that's a pretty bad one. They did pass the infrastructure bill after it was gutted. There's still a lot of good stuff in there, let me be clear, in the infrastructure bill. I'm glad it passed, but unfortunately they did remove some shit in that would have been great. Yeah.
With the Durham stuff, you have the Biden family's crimes being exposed, their dirty laundry.
It'd be crazy if Bill Clinton died before Jimmy Carter. It'd be beautiful.
being aired.
Do Republicans sling shit at Jimmy Carter? To an extent, not as much, though. He's a harder target, I think. The worst thing I hear about Jimmy Carter is Republicans being like, he was a pussy, you know, other dumb bullshit criticisms.
Aired for everyone to see. So I think this is going to pick up steam. Durham investigation get bigger and bigger and bigger. It's going to have more people, more arrests, more subpoenas, and then more Biden's crimes are going to come out. Boom, boom, boom. And it's going to reach a peak where people are going to know that the Biden families are corrupt, the Bush families are corrupt, the Obama's family are corrupt, the Clintons, they're all corrupt. And then when the military moves in, they'll be like, oh, okay, well, that made sense because they're all corrupt, et cetera, et cetera. So that's what I think is happening. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section. I really respect you guys' opinion. I want to know what you think. So thank you so much. And thank you for watching this video. I'm almost at 2,000 subscribers. Thank you so much for the Rockstar supporters who've been amazing and subscribing. I really appreciate it. I consider myself to be an important journalist that focuses on the most
oh, Peter, come on, man.
important news story of the day and gives an analysis of that. So that's why I think people should subscribe if they want to hear.
Peter is a journalist, and by journalist he means he watches videos other people make and then just repeats what they say.
Welcome back, pages. Peter Haney here. This is an interesting find. Check out this post. What we have here is
Astro Fox says, well, he was kind of right. There were more subpoenas, but they were for the 1-6 committee for Trump minions. Tucker White says, let's be honest, if we held our presidents to the standards we held the few Nazis we hanged at Nuremberg, Jimmy Carter's probably the one president who doesn't hang from the gallows. Narnandia Owl says, Tim Pool is more of a journalist than you, Peter. At least he was one for a few months. Raven says, Peter is a journalist like Tim Pool. Tim Tool Time Taylor. What am I saying?
A message on November 7th, 4 years ago, about Titanic, and 4 years later, November.
Let's see what it says. This graphic is your key. Let's pause and say hello to the rogue intelligence agencies currently monitoring these threads. Was the money worth it? Titanic. Okay, what? Is this something Donald Trump Jr. posted?
November 7th, Donald Trump Jr. posts a graphic. This post is talking about graphic and Titanic. A graphic that has the Biden-Harris sinking like a Titanic. The reason this is interesting is not only, you know, what they call like a Q proof or something like that, but what's fascinating about it
How is that a Q proof?
is what
Q claimed as a source on the bingo card.
is being said here.
Is that supposed to be an NFT? I'm waiting for the Trump family to get on NFTs. Like, here's the NFT of Trump making fun of that disabled reporter. Or here's an NFT of that time Trump ate a taco bowl to prove he's not racist. Here's an NFT of that time Trump held up a pride flag and then proceeded to dismantle as many LGBT rights as he could from the executive office for 4 years.
If the Biden-Harris is equivalent to Titanic, that means they're a sinking ship, which is...
We understand the metaphor, Peter. Titanic, I don't know if you know this, the Titanic is not the most subtle thing you could allude to. We know what it means if you say Titanic.
You know, what we want to hear, you know, their days are numbered. They're gonna get in trouble eventually, so their ship is sinking. I have some really exciting news that...
You know how the Titanic went and it was sailing on the ocean for over a year? I feel like the metaphors may be falling apart a little bit. Narnia Owl says, an NFT of every letter in Donald Trump's name in nice gold colors. Princess Amelia says, Trump also held the rainbow flag upside down, which is traditionally a sign of distress. Appropriate. Oh no. Did I see the grossness from Disney Day? The Wall-E one really misses the point of the movie? Oh no. Oh no! Oh no! That's disgusting. Disney character trophy NFTs. Holy shit, I hate. I hate. That's fucking disgusting. I don't even get it. Like, I've never met a person who wasn't a crypto bro who thought NFTs were a good idea. It seems like the general consensus at this point amongst, you know, the general public, who, if you know what an NFT is, there's a 99% chance you think NFTs are really, really stupid. So why are all these companies jumping on the NFT thing and doing this? Do they think this is good for their public perception? People already hate Disney. You think this is good? You think people are going to be like, yay, Disney NFTs? No, people hate that shit. They're just going to make fun of you. When do we redistribute Disney's wealth? I think we have a ways to go. Color by Emmy says, and one of them is a middle-class father strangling his son. Thanks, Disney. Princess Amelia says, I can't wait for the NFT fad to die already. Me too. That's going to be fun drama when all these crypto bros lose hundreds of thousands of dollars overnight. It's going to be beautiful. Tiger White says, yes, Hannah. We all know the Titanic sank after the two fuckers whose job it was to watch for ice got distracted by Jack and Rose making out. Pyromancer says, good idea to a boomer who was duped. Blackwing Hecate says, this is all caps, but I'm not going to shout it. Hate. Let me tell you how much I... Okay, I gotta do this in a voice, apparently. Hate. Let me tell you how much I've come to hate NFTs since I began to live. There are 387.44 million miles of printed circuits and wafer-thin layers that fill my complex. If the word hate was engraved on each nanogramstrom of those hundreds of millions of miles, it would not equal 1/1 billionth of the hate I feel for crypto bros at this micro instant for NFTs. Hate. Tucker White says, the more I learn about NFTs, the less I understand it. That means you understand it. You understand it. It's just stupid. There's not a lot to understand. It's just stupid. If you are like, I thought I understood NFTs, but then I'm like, that's too stupid to exist. That can't be it. I must not understand it. No, you probably understand it perfectly. The world is just terrible. The world is an awful, awful place. Princess Amelia says, you make for a surprisingly good Joker. I learned from Ben Shapiro. Blackwing Hecate says, geez, gave me chills there, girl. Thanks.
It's so exciting. I'm going to share it with you tomorrow on my first episode of exciting Trump news, and hopefully I'll have that out by like 3:30, maybe at the latest 6 p.m. tomorrow. My first episode of exciting Trump news. I'm probably going to be posting 3 days a week and focus on higher quality posts, because for the last 2 months I've been focusing on daily videos and I haven't really upped my subscription count yet, so I gotta change it up. So I'm going to be posting 3 videos a week starting tomorrow instead of 5 or 6 or 7 videos. But my first video tomorrow is to be very exciting. Trump said something that is extremely exciting, like music to our ears, and I want to make a high quality video about it because it's a very big deal. So that'll
high quality video, that'd be a first.
be tomorrow's first episode of exciting Trump news video. But this is a very interesting post by Donald Trump Jr. The fact that he is basically, I wouldn't even say it's hinting, he's telling us that the Biden-Harris administration is a sinking ship. It is...
Tucker White says, at least with cryptocurrency, there's some semblance of good idea with it. With NFTs, you're just selling May-Mays with nothing to prove. It's yours. Yeah, it's really stupid.
They're gonna get in deep trouble. They don't have any power. And leading up to what's happening tomorrow, what I find very fascinating about this whole Durham situation that I've been obsessed about is that Biden cannot stop Durham. And he can't even pardon the people that Durham's going after. So this is kind of funny that...
If he wanted to, he could if they're not state crimes. If they're federal crimes, he can. If they're state crimes, the president doesn't have power to pardon those, I don't believe.
That if Biden really had all this presidential power...
But I don't think he has a reason to pardon them if they committed crimes.
Why doesn't he just pardon all the U.S. citizens that Durham's coming after? But he's not doing that. So it makes you wonder, does he really have any presidential power to pardon? And if he doesn't have...
He does. Does Peter not understand that the president isn't supposed to use the pardon power to give his friends get-out-of-jail-free cards when they commit crime? I know Trump did that. I know he did it multiple times, but that's not really what you're supposed to use the pardon for. You're not supposed to use it to go, I'm gonna let my friends do some federal crimes as a treat, because I'm the president, and I can let them out of jail whenever I want. Like, that's not the point. You're not supposed to do that. Honestly, at this point, I just think we should get rid of the president having pardon power. It gets abused so fucking often. Blackwing Hecate says he can't pardon state crimes, but like any crime Peter believes they committed would be federal by definition.
Pardon presidential power? What type of powers does he legally have? You know what I mean? Like, why doesn't he have that power? So, I'll talk about this and a lot more things tomorrow. I have a very exciting show planned for you tomorrow. Definitely check it out. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope this keeps you optimistic, hopeful, exciting, because Donald Trump Jr. says that's a sinking ship, which is exactly what I want to hear. This is hopeful.
If I trust anyone, it's Donald Trump Jr. Always trust someone with a lot of coke bloat. They had to be able to afford the coke somehow. JP Black 79, thanks for 2 months, says 2 months to a sub baby, yeah.
News. Trump said something extremely hopeful, which I can't wait to show you guys tomorrow. So lots of hopeful news coming out. We are winning. Trust the plan. God wins. Patriots in control.
He also acts like Biden doesn't have stuff to do as president, like this is high on his priority list. Yeah, because he probably wasn't paying attention to politics until Trump, and Trump spent most of his time just bitching about people criticizing him, pardoning his friends, playing golf, and being a douchebag on Twitter. I don't think Peter understands the president actually has a job. Tucker White says optimism. What the fuck is that?
Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you for the subscribers who are getting me to 2,000 subscriber count. I appreciate it a lot. Thanks for watching. God bless you all, and God bless America.
God may win, but Trump didn't, and neither did Peter. True. So that's what Peter's been up to. Still delusional. Not a shock, but it is what it is. We're coming up to the end of the year, and he shows no signs of any shaken confidence in his delusions. Guess that's what makes them delusions, huh? So let's move on. Because Peter can't. How about we do a quick article? I haven't seen anything new with the Love Is One cult, no. I gotta look into them again, do another cult watch video. We haven't done that in a while. What about signs of giving you that bullet crown? No. No. I don't think he's gonna honor his bet. Maps and Mimics with 30-bit says, you sent me down a horrible rabbit hole of ugly lion NFTs the other day and haven't recovered yet. CC, there's no CC video. CC hasn't posted in like 2 weeks. I don't think he's having a good time. I don't know what's going on, but his last couple videos seemed ominous. It seems like maybe he was going to lose his job over not getting vaccinated in New York. Did I talk about Rittenhouse? Nah, it's Tinfoil Tuesday. Like, Rittenhouse is getting off, guys. This isn't Chud Watch. This is Tinfoil Tuesday. But for the record, Rittenhouse is like 99% gonna get off. And then we're all going to be mad about it, and it is what it is. The trial's been an absolute shit show, and they overcharged him. If I was more conspiracy-minded, I would say intentionally in order to make it easy for the jury to say no, not guilty. Even though that kid is a piece of shit who's definitely going to kill someone else at some point in his life. Lady Necro, thanks for 11 months, says, Hannah, I shared some cheese in the meme channel of the Discord. I feel you should see it. I'll check it later. Anyway, let's do this article. QAnon influencer who says Democrats are pedophiles is a registered sex offender. David Todeschini, who uses the alias David Trent, operates the Net4Truth BitChute channel and is a disseminator of QAnon conspiracy theories and accuses Democrats in Washington of being members of the elite child sex trafficking rings. Hydrate. Ow, 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 ow. Holy shit. Ow. Sorry. According to a report from Right Wing Watch, Todeschini posts videos where he calls for Democratic politicians to be, quote, taken out at gunpoint, end quote, and alleges they're trafficking children. He also makes other claims espoused by the QAnon cult, claims such as Hillary Clinton, Bill Barr, and others having been convicted of treason and sentenced to hang. But according to Right Wing Watch, Todeschini is a convicted sex offender, and the New York Sex Offender Registry says he's a level 3 threat, meaning that he is at, quote, high risk of repeat offense and a threat to public safety exists. In 1999, Todeschini was convicted of coercing an 8-year-old boy into sexual acts. Quote, Todeschini can easily be identified as his alias with a quick visual comparison of David Trent on the Inglorious Patriots BitChute program to Todeschini's 2019 mugshot from the New York Sex Offender Registry and his 2020 mugshot from the North Carolina Sex Offender Registry. Todeschini's alias is hardly hidden. RWW is able to cross-reference multiple social media accounts to determine they're operated by the same person. Numerous aspects of Todeschini's LinkedIn page match his Facebook page, which he operates under the Trent alias, including claiming to have worked for IBM and served in the U.S. Air Force, his love for his Jeep Wrangler, and having studied at RCA Institutes. His LinkedIn page also advertises his Net for Truth website. The 97 Jeep Wrangler description on his LinkedIn page matches the vehicle description provided on the New York Sex Offender Registry, and his BitChute channel also advertises his Facebook page. On numerous social media pages, he touts being a Vietnam War veteran. Inglorious Patriots BitChute program. Let's see if we can find it on BitChute. I don't know if it's still there or what. I tried to find him earlier, and I couldn't find him, but I'm not sure if, No, there he is! I couldn't find it, but it's here. He's still doing stuff. At least he was as of November 8th. Oh, no. Gimfet, thanks for 1,000 bits. And another 1,000. Wow, thank you. I really, really appreciate that. Very generous of you. Loud.
Welcome to the most deleted, shadow banned, demonetized, censored, and trolled channel on social media. Recipient of the Patriot Warrior Purple Q Award.
Oh yeah, staggering levels of hypocrisy, 100% on the bingo card. Thanks, Gimfet. I know it seemed like, the article said he had a co-host on this channel, so I'm not sure if this is the guy, or if it's his co-host talking. Obviously not the Alex Jones clip. Blackwing Hackety with 135 bits says, let's see if this works. It appears to. I can see it. I hate BitChute's video player. It's such shit. Like, if you try and skip to the center of a video, it doesn't work half the time.
But let's not listen.
Jesus Christ, how much of your video is just replaying Alex Jones's video?
Links in the description to support us, or simply click the green dot.
Jesus Christ, make your own content. At least comment on the thing you're doing. Don't just play someone else's video and not say anything. Did he show his face at any point? Yeah. That makes sense, considering one of the people on this channel is a convicted pedophile. I can see why they wouldn't show their face. Blackwing Hackety says, I was checking if I could kill myself, but giving bits gives me health, so shrug. Yeah, if you are the stream boss and you give bits, it increases your health. So it makes it harder for other people to kill you. Nick with 240 bits says, guess I gotta do it then. And then another 60 bits says, okay now. Nick is now the stream boss. Oh boy. You know who I miss talking about? Hans Wormhat. Hans Wormhat is a conspiracy theorist who believes the Earth is flat, that space doesn't exist, that gorillas are fake, that koalas are fake, that the moon does cold light. He believes toucans are fake. All sorts of weird stuff. He also believes that most people on the planet are secretly trans. So that's what this video is about. It's about him saying, should we restart doing transvestigations? For those who don't know what transvestigation is, in conspiracy circles, transvestigation is the really fucked up practice of looking at random people and trying to investigate, air quote, whether or not they are secretly trans. This is a fucked up thing to do, and also very weird, to be entirely honest. It usually involves cis, straight men looking at cis women pointing out things on their bodies that they feel do not match their idea of the feminine ideal, and then using that as air quote evidence that that person is trans. It's disgusting, it's misogynistic, and frankly fucking crazy. So let's check this out. Nick says, speaking of fate, whatever happened to that dogs are fake guy? One of his channels got deleted? I don't remember. I don't remember the name of the channel. Blackwing Hecate says, I want to know how Sheriff Sam's secret police let Hans out of Night Vale. Blackwing Hecate says, I'm secretly trans, don't tell anyone. Your secret's safe with me. Meek says, just imagine Hans investigating Elliot Hulse. That crossover would be funny. He thinks Elliot is trans secretly. I think he did make a video about him at some point. Someone did. I know I've seen an Elliot Hulse transvestigation.
This is a quick video, just mostly for fun. I've been continually reminded of this subject recently, so I thought, hey, let's just make a video on it and see what other people think. And so what it is transvestigation. And so what it was, just recently I was checking out Jungle Surfer's channel. I just go, every once in a while I check out old YouTube people just to see, hey, are they still around, what are they doing? And he recently did a tea drinking related video, and it was just
Raven says, I showed my brother a great trip-hop artist named Sev Deliza. He started doing that investigate stuff, so I had to tell him how messed up that is. Tucker White says, I'd scrutinize your appearance to prove you're a lizard person, but... And then it's the clip of me telling Surus I am a lizard person. Anything on the bingo card for Peter? Not that I know of, but you'd have to list me specific ones and ask. Blackwing Hecate says, don't forget that Hans believes in a third gender, does he? When has he said that?
It's so fun to...
And what does he believe it is? Like, is he just cool with non-binary people, or no? Daughter of Tiamat, thanks for 17 months, says, love you, Hannah. Thank you.
Reminisce. It feels very nostalgic now to think of a transvestigation video. And...
It's weird to me listening to people opine about the nostalgia value of dehumanizing other people, breaking them down to their physical characteristics, and very specifically nitpicking at things that they believe don't stand up to society's really high standards in terms of either masculinity or femininity, because they do transvestigations on both men and women and claim they're either trans men or trans women, whatever. Not cool. Not something you should be nostalgic about. Tucker White says, gotta play this. Do I, though? Do I?
Oh, Hans!
Alright, at least that's a clip you haven't shown before. And Blackwing Hecate says, the Free Martins. Yes, he believes that people are secretly Free Martins, which is different than Freemasons. So don't do Freemasons on the bingo card. It's a different thing.
I don't know why. I've just been hearing it come up in the comments. Somebody just commented.
Turbo Tommy Bahama says, I used to watch Elliot Hulse years ago for exercise tips and stuff. Is he a conspiracy weirdo now or something? Yes. He's a conspiracy weirdo. He's a really far right-wing dude who doesn't like trans people or gay people. He doesn't think women should have jobs. He's a big piece of shit. What's a Free Martin? Oh, God. Basically, how do I explain this quickly? I'm just gonna say, basically he thinks it's a secret intersex person that was born due to some weird hormone reasons.
About transvestigation videos. For some reason, it seems like it keeps coming up these days as just a funny topic to think about and reminisce on. Looking back now, knowing everything about the 4 different types of people, all the intersex people, it's like, how differently would we have done it? And anyways, just, I've been thinking about it again. What if there was like a revival? What would that be? A second transvestigation revival? Just a last waking up of people who still don't get it? It's just a giant inside joke that's been going on for as far as modern
What?
history goes, I imagine there's always been those who get it, the jokes about the boys who look like the girls and the girls who look like boys, and it's basically just been running based off
Thank
these
you!
inside jokes and the people who either get it or don't get it.
How did you find that? Alright.
But the cat's out of the bag, and just for a lot of people, I feel like there's still just tons of people who are in the dark because they don't ever go on YouTube looking for conspiracy videos. I mean, how did any of us find out about it?
Okay, get to the offensive transvestigation shit so I can make fun of you for being stupid. Hydrate. Blackwing Hecate with 340 bits says, it's worth pointing out that free martins are a thing that exists, just not among humans. Yeah, I think it's related to cows? It's related to bovine offspring or something. I think it has to do with twins happening in bovines and the hormones of one affecting the other because they're different sexes. The in utero hormones fuck with one of them. I don't know.
Still are people out there who need to wake up to the transvestigation. I think it's a funny topic. It's like really insane. It's one of those things that just makes me chuckle every once in a while, like, oh yeah, this place is run by a bunch of lunatic cross-dressers. There's something comical about it.
I don't even get it, because Hans's version of what he thinks intersex people are, he seems to conflate intersex and transgender for some reason. I don't know why. But, like, the way he describes it, the people he's transvestigating, air quotes, aren't... They wouldn't be trans if what he was saying were true. They would be intersex. It's very weird. If you haven't seen me cover Hans's stuff before, I guess you'll just figure it out as it goes along.
How that's like a big punchline in a lot of movies. Oh, somebody, Finkel is Einhorn. And
there's a reference to Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, who has the most transphobic third act of a movie since... I was gonna say maybe Sleepaway Camp, but no, not really. I think Ace Ventura... No. Ace Ventura humiliates the trans woman in that movie and then, like, says she's mentally ill. They just make the trans woman in Sleepaway Camp a murderer. In Ace Ventura, she's a murderer and called, like, mentally ill, and the entire police force vomits at the thought of a trans woman existing. So, I'll say Ace Ventura.
Yeah, let me just flip through the pictures. What do you guys think? Why is...
Silence of the Lambs. Silence of the Lambs I give a little bit of a pass because even explicitly within the text of the movie, Hannibal Lecter explicitly says Buffalo Bill is not trans. Buffalo Bill, air quote, thinks he's trans. And I know that doesn't really mean anything. Like, if Buffalo Bill identifies as a woman, don't do a skin suit. But, like, doesn't that make Buffalo Bill? I don't know. It comes from a very 80s understanding of transness. But the movie seems to be under the impression that Buffalo Bill is not trans. I don't know. What were the other things? Okay.
Transvestigation, all of a sudden, very nostalgic, I believe. And will I do...
Ace Ventura 2 is still good, for the most part.
Videos? I don't know. I mean, this is a video.
The Hyman joke at the end of the movie is not okay, but, yeah, whatever.
Laura, I just knew. So I typed in, like, women political things. And when I got to this website and I saw all the purple, I knew I was in for some good ones. Laura Listwood. Oh, hello, Laura.
Tucker White says, since we brought it up, And there's a link.
It rubs the lotion on its skin or else it gets the hose again.
It puts the lotion in the basket. Tea with Goblin says it takes a special breed of cis mediocrity to think that gender nonconformity and transness is such a bizarre and frightening anomaly that they can dedicate a significant amount of time and effort to make these videos. What a loser. Yes, Hans is that.
It's funny to me now. Like, they just need to come out. There's nothing to be...
This person is not trans, to my knowledge. It wouldn't matter if this person was. It would be none of anyone's business. But to my knowledge, this person isn't trans. Meek says, some hopium for Silence of the Lambs. In the books, the FBI investigator says he's worried that Buffalo Bill could be used to demonize trans people, and the media knew the full details of the case. That's interesting that they thought to write that into the book.
Ashamed of. There are all sorts of people born in all sorts of different bodies. Bodies come in all shapes and sizes, sure. The 4 shapes and sizes. You don't have to hide anymore. Like, we get it. There's a reason that so many people today are out with their they, them pronouns. Yeah, they get the...
Alright, I'm taking this off the screen. I'm not showing the people Hans is fucking doing this shit
to. Rosalie... So...
Has he ever shown his face? You know, he hasn't. Isn't it funny that people like this in Call are the first people to shit on how other people look, but they will never, ever, ever show what they look like? It's almost like their criticisms come from a profound place of insecurity that they're projecting onto others. Weird. Blackwing Hecate says, why is it that we say they, them? Shouldn't it be they, their? No, because, like, he, him, them is equivalent to him, or she, her is equivalent to them. What?
This also just...
Like, that would only make sense if we said he, his, or her, hers. You know what I mean? Yeah, there is possessive.
This made me think of... Yeah, like, who's left... How to approach the transvestigation subject? It's just funny to me. I don't...
How do you approach the transvestigation subject? Here's the fun part. You don't. You fucking don't.
No. I used to get, like, creeped out and mad about it. It's just about understanding anatomy. It's about understanding proportions. Intersex conditions. People are born in different ways. It's nothing to be ashamed of.
This is a call for an uprising.
They're ashamed of it, and they've tried to hide it and obscure everything. And I do feel sorry for people that are born in a way that they don't want to be born. But at this point, it's kind of like, how... They have so much numbers that they just... How can you feel so bad? You don't need to have this secret club about it anymore. Just come out and...
It's not a secret club! Okay. Oh, Hans. Please stop. Tea with Goblin says, the book series are well worth reading. They lean far more into the notion that Buffalo Bill is an Ed Gein, Norman Bates type, whose psychosis comes from his obsession with his mother rather than any implied transness. Princess Amelia says, how to approach transvestigation. 1. Mock people doing it. 2. Report them for TOS violations if on social media. True. Alright. Let's do this. So call for an uprising. And this is going to count for a call for ban evasion on the bingo card, by the way, if you happen to have that. A call for an uprising has had another channel banned. He then uploaded this video all about the channel getting banned for medical misinformation. Apparently, according to some people, he makes vague threats about me and potentially Surus, saying that he thinks we should be locked up or something like that. Who knows? Typical stuff that he says. Anyway, that video is now no longer on YouTube. Don't know if he removed it or if it got a strike. No idea. Don't care. Luckily, Baha, our savior, was able to find a copy of the video here on Brighton, which is some other BitChute, Rumble, right-wing YouTube copy, because they keep getting kicked off. So, let's check this out.
Welcome to today's show. If you're seeing this, you might be aware that...
Why is this posted on some rando's channel? Alex Hammer? Does Call for an Uprising go by Alex Hammer on this website? That'd be funny. Gotcha. It's someone who reposts videos from different channels. I might have to save this channel, honestly. They probably collect a lot of really crazy conspiracy stuff. Alright, saved. Anyway, let's watch Call's thing. Blackwing Hecate says, my favorite thing Call did was threaten to report Surus to VTube. I loved that. I'm reporting you to VTube.
My channel has been deleted. No surprise. No
Ooh.
big deal. Not trying to cause drama or create any type of sympathy. I'm just doing this to let you know where you can find me now, because now I only have one channel. I'm going to create another one. I could right now, but I'm going to wait a few days before I create it, because it's a process, and I'm just not really feeling up to it. But
my favorite Call videos are the ones right after a channel gets banned, and he sounds so deflated. This is my favorite version of Call. None of that sarcastic, bullshit. It's just him being sad. And I drink it. I drink your milkshake. I drink it up. Nick says, Call better watch out or he'll be reported to Finsta. Narnandia Owl says, can't believe Surus got canceled by Corone.
you might be thinking, Call, what did you even do? Well, of course.
Medical misinformation.
Nobody knows.
It says right there. What do you mean no one knows? It's literally in the screenshot you posted. Hi, Call for an Uprising. Our team has reviewed your content, and we think it violates our medical misinformation policy. It says right there!
Right. I got a strike for one of the videos I did on
Surus got partner? Fuck yes. Good for Surus.
graphene. Now, what I did in the video is I showed the effects that graphene would have inside of a human.
There is no graphene in the vaccine. Period. End of. You can go and look up all the ingredients on the vaccine. There's no graphene in it. By the way, I should preface as well, for once I post this to YouTube, none of what Call says is medical information. He posts medical misinformation. This is me making a video trying to discuss how funny it is that idiots like this keep getting banned rightfully from YouTube for spreading misinformation. Please get vaccinated. Seriously, get your booster shots. It'd be great for you, your family, and your community. Blackwing Hecate with 30 bits.
Why is he angry? Secret dog! Secret dog!
I don't even know what the fuck that was.
Woman's body based off of a video that was actually trending on YouTube and being promoted by YouTube, which had 3, 4, 5 million views. I guess, I mean, obviously, you know, that's a stretch going 2 to 5 million, but I mean, at the time it had like 3 million. I think now maybe it has 5. It was a very popular video that they were pushing. I wouldn't have seen it if they weren't pushing it.
Call. The medical misinformation was not coming from the video you covered. It's the misinformation you said about the video. I know you're not this obtuse. I know you're intentionally pretending like you don't know the reason. Like, I have a very low opinion of you, and even I don't think you're that dumb. You know exactly why you got struck down. Because you continue to spread medical misinformation. Do you think you're doing it in some sort of top secret code nobody can understand because you're an idiot and you use phrases like magic potion? Everyone knows what you're talking about. You're not speaking in Morse code. You're not like... We don't need a Turing machine in order to figure out the code you're using. You just replace words with other words. YouTube can see that. When videos get reported, you say, he's using magic potion in place of vaccine because he is trying to hide that he is spreading medical misinformation. And then you send the report in, and they look at it and go, oh yeah, that's obvious. Does he think we're idiots? He's so dumb. It's who Call wanted to report Cirrus to. Gotcha.
And I was just showing people what graphene can do inside of the human body. And a lot of people...
And you were implying that it's in the vaccine, which it isn't, because you're a liar.
Obviously, we're connecting the dots between...
Overthought says, Call is one channel deletion away from doing videos in Pig Latin.
A lot of the side effects of a lot of the things they see that are going on. So I got a strike for that. Unfortunately, fighting strikes when your channel...
Luckily, I speak Pig Latin. Ear hey, at thay, all k orphe, n-a, prising a, ooye, ucking fey, diet-e-a. Overthought says, I just read that one,
channel is
sorry.
completely gone is almost impossible.
What is cheese in Pig Latin? He's say?
Because the only thing you can do is submit an appeal, which is like it's kind of a weird process. When you have a strike on your channel, like if you have 1 or 2 strikes, you could submit one, and usually within 24 hours you find out. So find out, if it's accepted or not. So I shouldn't say...
Mitchell Drummer says, the only magic potion I take is the one I inject every week to turn me into a girl. I take pills. Blackwing Hecate says, Eastche.
Submit an appeal. You have to go through a process where you have to contact YouTube and hope that they look. And so it never really works out. I mean, there's a chance that it could, but I'm highly skeptical. Now, there's a few things and a few reasons why, of course. I have a lot of people that flag everything that I do. A lot of them are a part of a community that involves cutting off your private parts.
Call, do you think I go to your channel and report every video? You don't take up that much of my day. I do the stream, and I go to your channel, and I see whatever video looks the most interesting to cover, and then I cover that video, and then if you do things that are TOS, I report it. If not, I don't. Only one time have I ever really gotten mad and gone through and looked for things to report. It turns out Call does TOS things in almost every single video. It's not hard. Nick says, he's finding out, alright, after fucking around all the time. Mitchell Drummer says, what language do cops in ancient Rome speak? Pig Latin. Burn. Take that, ancient Roman guards, you fucking narcs.
And actually, I had seen that, I was thinking actually about joining Twitter because some people were sending me stuff that people are pretending to meet me on there, just like they're pretending to meet me on YouTube or Facebook or
Call has a Twitter account that he uses and he pretends it's not him.
wherever else. And I'm kind of like okay with it because I think of it like anonymous, and not that I don't support anything. I'm not saying I don't support it or do, but it's like it's kind of like I try to be like more of a symbol than than a face, right? And
Call, you're not Batman. You're a loser who spends all his time looking for fake symbols in innocuous media. You are not Batman.
that'll show up on screen and comb my hair and look cute for everybody.
I wish you would, Call. Let us see your face. Blackwing Hecate says, I will not have my friend Biggest Dumbest mocked by the common soldiery.
hope the channel will, speak for itself. The content is what really I care about. It's the only thing I care about. If not, then I guess I would show my face and
You can very much hear sort of the weathered, older guy in his voice in this video.
Yeah.
This is like a call for an uprising, but like, you know how they did Old Man Logan in the comics and like Old Man Peter Quill? This feels like an Old Man Call video.
be all over the place.
What website is this? Brighton? Some other right-wing site? I've been on here before because there were some sovereign citizens who posted some videos here.
But
Cass.
Yeah, sorry, I'm kind of at a loss for words. I wasn't expecting this. I've seen, I guess, some people online are doing some things and saying some things and pretending to be me, which, you know.
How do I know Call is really on Twitter? It's an assumption. It could be someone else. It could just be a fan of his. I personally think it's him, but I could always be wrong.
Yeah, see, so if you go back...
Arnadia Owl says a whimper for an uprising. Sorry, go ahead.
If you go back to the beginning of that Twitter account, it's the person that runs the account, who I think is Call, yelling at someone for pretending to be Call.
Yeah.
Also, insider information, unless they're straight up DMing Call and telling him exactly what is said, which I think is what Call claims in this video, like, they would have to be, like, DMing him personally, because it's not posted on any of the forums in his website. And also, the way that he talks is exactly the way that the messages on Twitter are written.
Mm-hmm.
And just now he was talking about, the Twitter account's not me. He like stumbled over his words a bunch because he was trying to say a lie. And that's just my opinion.
At this point, he basically shows up in my particular Twitter notifications anytime his videos get a strike, because he assumes it's me. This I find very funny. At this point, anytime he gets strikes, he thinks I'm behind it, even though I am not 99% of the time. Like, I don't watch most of his content. I watch what I watch for this show, but other people probably, report his content because it's really fucked up.
Oh, do we want to hear the DMs that
no,
the Call account
no,
sent
we
me?
don't.
Yes,
we don't.
do.
No, we don't.
Yes, we do.
No, we don't.
Chat.
No, we don't, chat. Blackwing Hecate says, I would not put it past him. Didn't we have a sock puppet here, too? He may have. We don't know. Color by Emmy says, oh no, Baha, you have to look at his forums. Narnania Owl says, that reminds me of Sargon's obvious Twitter ban evasion account getting into an argument with an actual fan.
LMAO, no, I don't have to look at his forums. I just have insider information about the forums.
No hats off on Tinfoil Tuesday day, because I'm already wearing tinfoil. So save it for tomorrow.
So, I'm assuming that is one of the reasons why. Some of the stuff they were saying towards the LGBTQ, which I would sit here and say, don't do that, don't. But I agree 100% with everything that these people are saying. And I think the biggest problem that we have in society actually starts with the LGBTQ. So, it's a small portion of society, but this is why we have this extreme leftism and this extreme cancel culture that needs to be taken.
Call, you're not being canceled. You're a conspiracy weirdo they have made clear they do not want on your website, and you keep getting banned because you've been doing ban evasion for years. You're ban evading. You were canceled whenever the first time your channel got, removed. Now you're just being a child.
Care of.
Did I see Call's Wikipedia page? Oh god, he has a Wikipedia page? That's hilarious.
So, I have two things going on right now. One is, I have my other channel. I'm going to have another one after that. And then two, I've mentioned many times over that I was going to do something if I kept getting treated like this and shut down. And I am. So there's a very good chance that I could take things to the street. And you might be like, what do you mean take it to the street?
Threatens us.
Uh-oh. Is he going to directly call for violence in a way that can be reported to Patreon? What a shock. Narnania Owl says at this point he's self-canceling himself over and over, right?
I take it to the street, weapons and all. I'm going to take it to the street at some point in the next 6 to 8 months. And
No,
Should we be reporting this to the police?
It's hilarious because he says right there. He said, "I'm gonna be taking this to the street with weapons and such." And then later in the video, he is like, "And now I'm not talking about taking it to the street with guns and shit. I'm not." He didn't say shit, but like, I'm not talking about taking it to the street with weapons. Just like a megaphone. And it's like,
One of these days, we're gonna find out some dude who turns out to be called for an uprising went and did a shooting or something. It's gonna be real bad. This dude is unhinged.
Oh, this is not on YouTube.
No, I can link you to the video, but this is not YouTube.
It's also not Call's account on Brighton. It's someone that compiles. They really like 3 certain conspiracy theorists, and so they take their videos.
And number 2 on that is all these people who have openly run their mouths and try to shut me down from having free speech. I'm going to pay them visits too. And they...
That's lovely. Call. I could take this to the police, you dumb asshole.
know who they are. But
Also, it's funny because that's almost exactly what the not call
Oh yeah,
Twitter
he does that shit all the
said.
time.
Like, Christ. He thinks he's
They
slick,
are-
he's not.
I know. If I get murdered, 99% it was called for an uprising. So, you know, if I get murdered, tell the police that, and then he will go to jail for the rest of his life. Brilliant.
not going to be able to connect any dots. So, hi.
They won't be able to connect.
They won't
any
be able to
dots.
connect any dots between this direct threat I am making openly on the internet, which is now going to be, you know, I'm putting this on YouTube, so...
Oh, and I saved this. I literally downloaded this video, I ripped it, and it's there.
Nick says, speaking of threats, there was someone on Herman Cain Awards whose parents died of COVID and is now threatening the medical facility that treated his parents. Lovely. Tea with Goblin says, honestly, I'm kind of flattered that Call is so threatened by us. I'm just sitting here in my trackies, and apparently my very existence is enough to undermine all of civilization. Thanks for the confidence boost, Call. D-Zug says, it's like the plot of Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, only we aren't rooting for Call.
See him. I'll find him. I'll divide and I'll conquer, just like our government does. But I won't divide. I'll just conquer.
This is some megalomaniacal serial killer shit. Who the fuck talks like this? It's like Dennis Reynolds got a YouTube channel. I am a golden god!
I'm going to take things to a new level. I'm going to take things to the next level. I don't really care.
You can hear it the way that like he's swallowing in his mouth noises. You can tell that he's like seething with rage.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
He's
I'm
ranting
gonna
like
take
a...
it to the next level.
He's ranting like a video game villain. Is Call gonna wear a cape too? I hope so. If I'm gonna be murdered, at least wear a cape. Have some fucking style, for Christ's sake.
What anyone thinks that they're like, that's extremism. Go ahead.
Love you too.
Think it. Think whatever you want. You can come here. You aren't going to find any guns or anything here. I got 2 guns, my left and my right. Those are...
This is also funny because he says this, but then later in the video, he says, you know, I don't have the something or health to go out into the streets, but I can work on getting the health. And it's like, okay, so you're so unhealthy that you can't go out to the streets, but he somehow thinks that his arms are weapons.
Mm-hmm.
my guns. All right? Should you be worried about those? Yeah, I mean, I would be if I was someone who was chopping off.
This is the thing that I've learned about Call. He's all bark. Let me put it this way. Someone made fun of him telling Surus before that he had reported him to VTube. Like, this is what Call does. He gets angry, he screams and he yells and he threatens. then he realizes he sounds like an idiot, and he backs off, and then he does his own thing, and then some other thing happens to his channel, which probably isn't even my fault, because again, a lot of people report his shit. And then he comes back, and he does the same thing to Cirrus and me, because he blames us for all his own fucking problems. It's so funny.
my tchotchke, you know, or any of these people who sit online and think that they're big tough people. I don't really care.
Oh, I'm not tough. I am not tough at all. She might murder you, though.
I'm getting a migraine. I can feel it behind my eye. This one.
See, I grew up in a different era, okay? I got bullied, and I got made fun of, too, when I was a
And you turned out just fine.
kid. People hear me, and they're like, oh, man, you must have been the worst. No, I got made fun of, I got bullied, and I realized it was a good thing. It's a good thing sometimes. Because you can look at the world and see these things, and then fight back for yourself. And when I was aware of these things and started to, you know, it's not about self-esteem or ego. You just realize this is the world we live in. You gotta battle. Every day you have to battle. And if you think that Big Brother is gonna protect you, then you're living in a toilet with your head in it because you're so dumb to think.
I like that he's trying to give a megalomaniacal speech, but the best metaphor he can come up with, it's like sticking your head in a toilet. Blackwing Hecate says, flames. Oh, wait, I can do this. Flames shooting out of the side of my face.
Think that Big Brother gives a rat's ass about you. And excuse my French. But if that's what you think,
Lupine.
you're living with your head in the toilet. Because Big Brother doesn't care. And guess what? The world that we live in now versus 20 years ago when people actually bully each other is so much far worse. Because nobody cares about each other.
So wait, is bullying good or bad? Because you consider me covering you and debunking you and making fun of conspiracy theories. You consider that bullying, which you think is bad, and you're going to threaten to murder me over. But now you're saying bullying is good and builds character, and that's why you're such an alpha Chad.
Spoopy. Come on, Spoop.
You gotta pick a position. Is bullying good or bad, Call?
Now. This world where they're like love and tolerance.
This guy Fallen says, bullying is good. Record rewind. Hold up, what? What?
These people are the same hypocrites who were like, oh, you know, everything's about the LGBT, you know, in stores and stuff, but it's businesses trying to, you know, capitalize on
the
us.
LGBT think they deserve rights. Wah! That's literally how Call sounds.
Yep.
Sorry,
Nobody
I have
wants-
a migraine and it's putting me in a mood.
To capitalize on you, you're embarrassment to society. You're a disgrace to society. And it's not because you're a perversion, it's because how you...
Lupine or Cass makes an appearance on the bingo card.
And he calls himself a Christian. I know, right? Call, I don't know if you know this, but by society's standards, I am not as embarrassing as you, which is pretty impressive, because I'm wearing horns.
And yes, someone said spoopy lupine. Yeah, so when we first got her, I called her spoopy girl, and it became like spoopine and spoo, and she really likes that name. It resonates with her for some reason. So whenever I call her by like spoo, she knows that she should come like right then. If we just call lupine, then she's like, I don't need to take you seriously.
You behave. You make everybody sick. That's why nobody likes you. You make everybody sick.
Call, I'm literally engaged. How are you?
Nobody cares other than that.
Oh, he talks about
Right?
losing
I mean, I
two
don't
of
care
his
what you do.
girlfriends or some shit later.
That's pretty funny. Spongy Lord says, yeah, but they're fucking sweet horns. True. Yeah, I heard about Dean Stockwell.
Behind closed
really
doors.
sad.
I don't need to hear about it.
I feel weird, like, he was 85. He was, like... If I made it to 85, I'd be happy.
I don't need to see it in the streets.
But still, it is a shame. I really liked him on Quantum Leap.
Right? I'm not running out my streets going, I love women, and I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna walk around in a thong and paint my chest. And
Why does he think that
act like
liking women means that you wear a thong?
I don't know. Did you know? Remember that time that I walked down the street and said, I'm bisexual in a thong? No? Because I haven't done that?
No.
Okay, cool. Just checking.
like an absolute buffoon and make everyone sick in my community. No. And then they go, well, that's because you're accepted. We're not. Right. That's why we have
Yes?
straight pride parades. That's why straight people can do all these things.
Call, the entire reason for pride parades was to celebrate, like, Stonewall and other stuff. Like, that's how pride started. Was, like, rallies for gay rights. And then, over time, has transformed into, like, a celebration of the LGBT community and how far we've come. When have straight people in the history of America, or any country for that matter, had to fight for their right to marry? When have they had to fight for their right to exist in public spaces and openly date people of the opposite gender? Never. Because that's just considered the norm, which is fine. I don't care. But, like, there's a reason pride exists. Maybe look at literally any of history.
No, we can't. See, anyone questions you or talks dirty, or not dirty, talks negative about you.
Ooh, does Cole want me to talk dirty to him?
Hey, Call. We can talk dirty.
Oh, we could probably actually make him vomit. He's so grossed out. Hey, Call, when you come to murder me, maybe things will get a little spicy. You sure seemed like to talk about fudge a lot.
Yeah, you want to try
You
it
want
out?
to pack my fudge?
Oh my god. That's my job.
Racheology says...
Call's not a top.
Says, hi, I'm Call for an Uprising. Let me make a 13-minute video explaining in detail how much I don't care, how much I don't care, and how much I'm superior to you, and how you haven't affected me at all. I'm fine, damn it, perfectly fine. Racist disbelief of historical events? No. If you're talking about the pride thing, no, that's not racism, that would be a different thing. That would just be bigotry. Racist disbelief of historical events is more like someone saying aliens must have built the pyramids because people in Egypt back in the day wouldn't have had the ability or intelligence to build pyramids.
You cancel, you strike, you do whatever you want. Nobody cares what you
I'll
do
do
behind
whatever
closed doors.
I want. In the bedroom.
I don't care if you're dressing up as a cartoon character. I don't care if you're wearing costumes.
Seems like you do. You've explicitly made videos about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really don't. The fact is, I don't want to hear about it. That's all. I don't want to hear about it.
Then why do you spend all your time researching these things and having people send you things that make you mad on your forum?
Also, like, just stop watching Hannah. If you don't want to see her, if you don't want to see us, if you don't want to imagine our gentle lovemaking, then get the fuck out, Call.
That's the funny thing. Call could never see my face again. He just has to not click on this video. But if you're here, Call, you've already failed, and it means you want to watch the video for some reason. Tea with Goblin says, Call, queers have pride parades because we as a community have survived through homophobic and transphobic violence and discrimination for centuries. If you want something to be proud of, maybe work on overcoming your own crushing irrelevance, you pathetic hate goblin.
We love our babies.
And that's how all of us feel. So shut up. Shut your mouths and go about your life. The fact is, you want to push it on kids. And you think that mind control isn't real and brainwashing isn't real. And you don't realize that's why you are where you are. Because you've been brainwashed and mind controlled. And you've
Doesn't
seen
work like
all
YouTube.
these TV
Well,
shows
that's
with these
stupid.
characters and all this
Get a better interface, Brighton.
sick perversion.
This works, though.
Oh, nice. Cole, literally, what are you talking about? Were you brainwashed?
Mm-hmm.
Who brainwashed you into, who brainwashed me into being bi? Because I was bi as far back as I could possibly remember.
The Mummy with Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz brainwashed me into being bisexual. Princess Amelia says, flashback to the vitriolic 2-hour back-and-forth Twitter argument I had with a user who insisted that replying to a tweet absolutely did not mean he cared about the sentiments it expressed. I've not seen Babylon 5 now. Someone asks, where did it go? Ah, there we go. John Rowland says, Pride events are fun and serve a purpose. Straight Pride, what would that even be? They tried to hold a couple straight Pride parades a couple years ago. It was very funny and very cringy. It was basically a Trump rally. Surprise.
Ooh, actually, I know what made me bi.
Okay.
Dark Angel with Jessica Alba and then whoever plays Eyes Only in that show.
Not familiar. Kirthan says, how many bits to have a stream of you just wiggling lupine the whole time? 10 million bits.
And that's why you are where you are.
Do you hear your sister, baby?
Not because
Do you hear your
you were
sister?
born that way, like Lady Barfbag says. No. It's because it was pushed onto.
See, Cole, funny thing is, I actually was born bisexual, but you weren't born a Christian. You were brainwashed, as you might say, into being a Christian. You're only a Christian because your parents or someone else was Christian. My parents aren't gay. My parents are straight, and they're still married. So, riddle me that, Call.
To you, like a perversion, like cougars, or what do people have? Foot fetish.
Did he just compare gay people to people who are into older women? What? Okay.
Strange things, right?
Hydrate.
Which are fine, I guess, if that's your cup of tea. Nothing wrong with older women, of course. But these individual people, these groups of people, are the problem with society. Because if you have a problem with anything that they do or say, they will try and cancel you. So for the
Call. No. I was disagreeing with your videos and reporting them long before you ever addressed me or anything in regard to trans stuff that I had seen. The lights just shut off.
Oh, Lou's fucking with the mouse.
That makes sense.
the 7th time in,
Blue. What color?
what is it, November
What color,
8th.
baby?
In 6 months. In 6 months?
What color?
The 7th time I lost channel. It's not a big
You should probably stop breaking the YouTube rules then, like videos like this, which clearly you already took down, which is why I have to watch it here. But stop breaking the rules. You'll stop getting channels deleted. Tea with Goblin says, I mean, LGBTIQ people are born into super queerphobic environments all the time. I'm sure there are gay Amish folks. Sexuality is complicated and it can be fluid over time, but some folks are definitely born queer. Yeah.
big deal. It's not the end of the world. I still have these 2 channels because YouTube's so stupid that I can still promote my new ones still.
Be careful, baby.
And if they weren't such idiots, well, they would just delete these. But they won't let anyone talk against certain things like graphene, nanoparticles,
He's doing it again. He's still doing the medical misinformation. Stop it.
Neuralinks. This is the new thing that they're going to start to ban. And going back to that specific community, I didn't mean to go off track, is that we have a specific community that constantly are the ones flagging things in free speech. But they're a small portion of society. A small portion of society that could be locked up.
Does Call think all my fans and Cirrus's fans are queer?
Or
There's-
that we even care?
No, there's straight people in my community, believe it or not.
The only time that I ever think about Call is if I hear about a conspiracy theorist and then it makes me go, oh,
Sounds like Call.
Call's a fucking dumbass. Like, literally the only time I think about Call is to make fun of him.
Yeah. Blackwing Hecate with 30 bits.
busted skull. He knocked over another ATM. Stop breaking the law, asshole!
Imprisoned or excommunicated. So, a small portion of society that could be locked up, imprisoned, or excommunicated.
He would like all LGBT people to be locked up. The United States already has the highest prison population in the world per capita, and Call would like to increase that with every LGBT person. That sounds reasonable.
So, those are things to think about. And those are things that I'm thinking about. Because what I'm thinking about doing
Is psychotic felony crimes?
is getting off YouTube and going to the streets. Oh, I'm not going to be carrying anything, just a megaphone, a microphone.
Which is
Do
the
that.
exact opposite of what he said earlier
I know.
in the video.
Go do it. Call. Go outside your house. For the love of God, please. I think it would be good for you. Go take a megaphone. Shout crazy stuff on the street like people with schizophrenia had to do back in the 80s and 90s. All this internet shit is exhausting. Rachology says, I grew up in the UK in the 80s and 90s under Section 228, a law that forbade teaching of, quote, pretended family relationships, aka gay people. A teacher could literally be arrested for talking about trans people being a thing. I really wasn't brainwashed into being bi or trans, quite the opposite. Tea with Goblin says, yes, throw all the gays into the horny brig together. This will go marvelously well.
I've got her.
I'm going everywhere I can. I need the energy to do it. I need the health to do it. Which right now I don't have the health to do it, but I can... work really hard to get the health to do it. Because if these people piss me off hard enough, which they are right now, I can do that. Because I care enough about the stuff I talk about. And I see what these people say. And I'm like, I don't care what they say.
I guess I never considered Call being out of shape. When I picture random people, I just imagine, generic, average people.
Yeah.
Do you think Call for an Uprising is, overweight? And I'm not saying that is derogatory in any way, shape, or form. I myself am overweight. I've lost 50 pounds so far, which is great. I'm just wondering.
I think he's probably just got knee problems.
Okay, he's also old. All his references are from, 45 years ago.
He thinks Madonna is still relevant to today's youth.
Madonna hasn't been relevant in 30 years. Madonna was culturally... The last time I remember Madonna being culturally relevant was when she made out with Britney Spears.
Yeah.
At whatever MTV Movie Awards, maybe? Whenever that was. And that was 2005 or something. I don't remember. And that was a last-ditch, I need to do something for publicity move. That was the end of Madonna's career as, being prominent in pop culture.
I think that
2001, yeah, it was even older. That's 20 years ago, and that was the end of her career. I mean, I know she still works, but you know what I mean. End of her career in the sense that no one really gives a shit about Madonna anymore, generally.
We are all so far off and lost and stupid that it scares me. They are so dumb that they don't even realize that they're not human beings. They aren't.
Did you know you're not a human being?
I had considered it. The webbed feet should have tipped me off. I'm multiple ducks in a human suit. I'm multiple ducks in a lizard suit in a human suit.
And the ones who control them and manipulate them are the influencers. And that starts with a lot of people online. A lot of people who want to cut off their privates. Things like that.
He really doesn't understand how intricate surgeries work.
No, also, is he referencing me here? Because
yes.
I am not an influencer. I hate that fucking word. I have a very tiny YouTube channel, Call. Ashy Boo says, you can be overweight and healthy if you're eating right and exercising regularly, but I wouldn't be surprised if Call has some major health issues, at the very least due to his endless hatred. Constant anger is bad for your heart. I mean, so is,
Cheeseburgers.
I wasn't gonna. No, I was trying to say the fat, not subcutaneous fat, but visceral. Visceral fat's really bad for you. Like if you have a bunch of fat in your body, it's strangling your organs. That's not great. Joey is strong. Thanks for gifting a sub. Blackwing Hecate says also not all trans people plan on getting bottom surgery. Raises hand. Cat dick girls rise up. Congratulations on your magnificent girl dick.
Shouldn't be taking advice from these people. They're mentally insane. If you were alive 30 years ago,
Listen, and he's like so mad that he's out of breath.
Yeah, it's very strange.
You might go, whoa, we've evolved now. We've evolved.
Call, 30 years ago was 1991. Trans people existed in 1991 and weren't being locked up in mental institutions. Don't get me wrong, trans people were not an open part of, general discussions usually. On sitcoms and stuff, trans people were often the butt of jokes. Look at Chandler's mom. They call her Chandler's dad in the show Friends, but it's his mom who is a trans woman, but they refer to her as Chandler's dad.
I didn't know that there was a trans person on Friends. Yeah. I know that I hate Friends.
They make it look like she's like a drag queen, but she like goes around and presents as a woman all the time. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is in the 90s, trans people weren't getting locked in institutions regularly for being trans. People made fun of us, but it wasn't like the 1600s. We weren't getting burned at the stake. Blackwing Hecate says, raid time, folks. Love ya. Have fun. Muddy says, does this mean that reptoids have conspiracy theories about duck people running their government? Oh yeah, the duck people absolutely run our government. We have blurry videos of their webbed feet. Austie Watsy, thanks for gifting a sub. Rachology says, and if you were an influencer, the main message you'd peddle would be yelling at people to put their posters in frames. If I can impart any information to anyone ever, put your posters in frames. You can have posters pinned to your wall or taped to your wall without a frame if you are under 25 years old or currently in college. Other than that, if your poster isn't in a frame, you failed as an adult.
That is so classist.
Buy a fucking frame. A frame is like $15.
Okay.
If you can't afford a $15 frame, you can't afford a poster.
What if it was a gift?
That person was irresponsible not gifting your poster with a frame.
I hate this discourse. It makes me so mad. I grew up, extremely poor, to the point of not being able to buy food, and thinking about posters. Hannah's priority is putting posters in frames.
Yes, that's clearly what I mean. I clearly mean if you can't eat food, you shouldn't have nice things. This is a $10 frame. $9.99.
I could buy a whole day's worth of food for $10.
Then you shouldn't be buying posters.
We've accepted insanity.
True. Bittergrin says, so wait, I'm 43 but currently a senior in college, so I don't need frames? Sweet. You slip by in a technicality. That's 3 times more than the poster itself? Yeah. And the lifetime... Let me give you this. If you buy a printer, the amount of money that you're going to spend on printer ink is probably going to exceed the price of the printer over time. Sometimes there are things you buy that require other things to work.
See, friends, don't put your posters in a frame if you live in an apartment. Because most apartments don't like it when you screw things into their walls. You don't have
to screw things into a wall if it's a frame. They sell cheap, lightweight plastic frames.
And it's easier to just put some sticky tack on your poster and take it down later.
Raven says, I use too much money on hentai stickers to get frames. You buy hentai stickers? Is that just for when you want to be randomly horny, looking at different things? You just stick them on stuff, and you're like, yes, I want to be horny when I look at this.
Oh, by the way, yes, this counts as Baja Blast. I'm feeling blasty. So.
Ashy Boo says, I like using frames for posters too, but $10 is a lot of money for some people, and if you get a poster as a gift or whatever, it can be hard to afford a frame for it. Let people have decoration without gatekeeping or subsidized frames. I, as your first trans president, am going to... We're going to do a $7 trillion infrastructure bill, but the whole bill is, with every purchase of a poster, it comes with a frame that's paid for by the government.
I have 2 posters downstairs. I'm going to hang them up tonight without frames.
Don't do that, please.
I'm going to do it.
Please don't.
Why?
Because I don't want that. I don't want our house to look like a college dorm.
I'm still in college. I can do it.
You're in grad school.
Mm-hmm. I go to a college every single day.
I'm not in college, though.
Okay.
So that...
So then don't touch the posters.
I will touch the poster. It'll be very easy. They're not in a frame. Narnia Owl says, free healthcare, poster frames. We were going to include free healthcare, but then Manchin was like, no, can't do that. So we get poster frames.
These people are mentally sick. We shouldn't be listening to anyone
The only thing
with this type of sickness.
about Hannah is her shilling for big frame.
It's true. They pay me a lot of money to consult.
Be doing is caging them. So
Here then says, let's go!
if these videos or this video gets a strike, I don't care. I really don't. On these main channels. You know where to find me now.
That video's gone now, so either he decided he did care or it did get a strike. So either way, that's fun. Mitchell says, cancel Hannah for being, I assume that's supposed to be like bougie.
Okay? The link is below. Look for it, click it, subscribe. I got nowhere else to go for the time being. I'm making a new channel as we speak. And they might sit there and go, oh my gosh, he's violating
He's
TOS.
slurring.
No.
Like, maybe he's drunk.
He could be. Raven says, I don't care. I really don't. I'm not crying.
I'm violating TOS by having multiple channels, okay?
You are if the other ones have been banned. It is. You can't just say things that aren't true. I mean, you can, but I'm going to call you out on them. Sky Comet Fallen says, Cole, if you throw me in a cage, you need nipple clamps and fuzzy handcuffs. Otherwise, forget it.
You're not. So, at the same time, prove that it's me on these other channels.
We can hear your voice call. And the channels are called A Call for an Uprising with the same exact logo and your voice. And you post links to the channels and say, go and follow me.
And he literally says, hey,
this is my new this is what I'm doing. This is my new channel, and you call YouTube stupid. Prove it. We just saw you admit it, you dumb asshole.
There's something coming up that is going to be funny because I have something to say.
Ari Anon says, I agree with Baja, except also every poster I've bought costs more than a frame for it would. I've never gotten a poster under $15, and those are cheap ones, so I don't know where y'all are getting your posters. I think I've seen some posters for like 6 to 9.
The place near us, like the resale DVD shop, they have posters for like $9.99.
Like, of course, the first one's like a weird horny image. This one's 44, this one's 44, this one's 15.
Those aren't posters.
Oh, those are the displate things. Here's one for $7. Here's one from Zazzle for $8 that you can customize. $9.99, $11, $27, $19.99. Small poster printing, affordable glossy or matte laminate. That's a custom thing. Let's look at like posters Marvel. Something that's licensed. That's always going to be more expensive for the licensing. Yeah. We're looking at like $10, roughly. This one's actually only $3.99 because you color it yourself.
And it's from Hobby Lobby.
Yeah, don't buy from Hobby Lobby. The delivery for that one's more expensive than the poster itself. $12.93 at Walmart. Yeah. Anyway, poster discourse. I'm imagining, I just realized how hilarious it is that if Call wants to rage watch this video, he has to sit through like 15 minutes of poster discourse.
Yeah. Also, someone asked if Lupine made an appearance. Yes, she did.
Hashtag waste calls time 2021.
Prove it.
Hashtag
Different
make
phone number.
call vomit 2021. Give me a
Where's
kiss,
now?
dear. We're gonna make call throw up.
Okay.
I love you.
I love you too.
Oh no, I can hear my voice.
Yeah, I can hear mine too. I accidentally did the pass-through thing when I touched your head. There we go.
All right, you got to put your phone number in. Oh, that's how they're going to catch you on TOS, right? Oh, don't you dare. Don't you dare get a throwaway.
Okay, do that, and then once you don't have access to that phone number anymore, when you have to, like, do two-factor authentication to get into your channel, you're not going to be able to.
Okay, but also, so Google knows if you use, like, one of those apps or whatever, where it's just, like, you know...
Make up a phone number.
A temporary phone number. So he literally would have to be buying a new, like, track phone for every single channel.
Wouldn't surprise me if he did.
that.
He probably does do that. He's a weirdo.
But, like, I kind of don't believe that. I think that he's just saying that to be like, I'm so smart. When in reality, he's not.
Don't you dare outsmart the system. I've been doing it my whole life.
Don't you
I'll continue
dare.
to.
He's like being
Well, you-
very campy, like, don't you dare.
He's dripping. He's dripping with, like, drama, and I am
Yeah.
so evil. He could be a fucking Disney villain.
Don't you dare hit me with that whip, Hannah.
Neural Alchemist, thanks for 11 months, says almost a year and worth every penny.
Flamers listening who want a flag. Keep doing it. I'll always win. I've said it since I was a young kid. I will never... I've lost many things in my life. I've lost pets. I've lost in sports. I've lost girlfriends that I loved.
Oof.
Yeah, that was sad.
Kirthan with 100 bits says, Baja, this is for you, and it's a bonk horny jail. Ashy Boo says, Hannah is too much of a bottom to even hold a whip. What are you talking about?
It's true. I was pretending that it was Call saying that because he's being very, like, melodic.
And India Owl says, sounds like Call is getting tired of winning. I think if I tried to pick up a whip, it would just, like, my hand would pass through it and a pop-up would show up, like, do you want to upgrade to the Switch DLC? It's like $50. I'll just get fucked. That's fine. I'll wait for the Game of the Year edition to come out, and then I can top.
I'm glad that I had the top built in to my operating system. I was just made that way.
It's like different versions of Pokemon. Your friend gets one, you get a different one, and then they're compatible, you know?
Yeah.
Muddy says, I think that this is the best type of live I could have caught. Mitchell Drummer says, I just want to say that I love every stream that Baja joins. You two are so wholesome and lesbian icons.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks.
People in YouTube comment section don't like me. It's really funny.
But I will never, ever lose to a flamer at anything.
I mean, you've already lost a bunch of channels. It's not my fault. If you want to blame me, that's fine, but it's on you.
He also has a lot less sex than you do.
That's true. Hernania Owl says, Pokemon Dom and Pokemon Sub.
You might say, well, that's pretty egotistical to say. Well, how can you lose to someone who's mentally insane?
Isn't being prideful one of the 7 deadly sins or something?
I gotta hear that evil laugh again. Hold on.
Oh, yeah.
Maps and Mimic says, whips can only be attuned to by tops or switches. You need at least a multi-class into it.
Insane. Make sure you sub.
It's not even a good evil laugh. I can do a better evil laugh than that. Hold on. Let me hear what he says.
That's pretty egotistical to say. Well, how can you lose to someone who's mentally insane?
All right, let me do it. I'm crazy, I'm crazy, I'm crazy, I'm crazy, I'm crazy, I'm stupid, I'm crazy. After all, how can you lose to someone who's mentally insane?
Okay, my turn.
Okay.
I am in high school theater again. After all, how can you lose to someone that's mentally insane?
No, see, you start off too strong. You gotta build it. You gotta build
I don't
it.
build it.
You gotta.
I don't build. I go straight at it. I love you.
Love you too. Fresno12 says, love you, Baja. YouTube chat is crazy.
Thank you.
Reptilicant, thanks for 300 bits. Raven with 30 bits says, and then he drinks a martini because he thinks he's so clever. Maps and Mimic says, oh damn, that was good. Someone clip it. Verkanon, thanks for 15 months. Stone Corbell, thanks for gifting a sub. MW1642, thanks for 200 bits. Level
Baja skips the preamble. Total top energy.
Level 1 complete on the hype train.
Make sure you sub to the channel below. Love you guys. Appreciate you. God bless all of you and your families.
And Baja, make sure you dom to the channel. Astro Fox with 100 bits. So that's what Call's up to. Absolutely lost his goddamn mind. Oh, this was a different video I was going to cover because I thought the other video was completely gone. Luckily, Baja found that for me. But he's also claiming the Travis Scott Astroworld thing was a satanic ritual or something. But we can cover that another time.
How long have you been going? You should cover it now.
No, we're at 2:20 and I got other videos in the title that I got to cover.
Okay. And yes, I was a theater kid. I was in every single production that occurred while I was in high school.
Nick says, Pokemon Dom Sub, Generation 69. Raja with 100 bits, thank you. Innocuous Blonde with 200 bits says, bits for the evils. Thank you. 71% to level 2. Alright. Bob Larson, the real exorcist. He's not. There's no such thing as exorcism. He's going to teach us how to deal with demons in 3 different ways. Very important information. It's like first aid for your soul.
What do you do if you have a demon? Well, I will tell you up front. There are basically 3 ways to get rid of demons. You can, number 1, fast them out. Number 2, you can...
Oh no! Demons are like a tapeworm. They feed on your food, apparently.
starve them out. And number 3...
Wait, isn't fast and starve the same thing, basically? What?
3, you can cast them out.
Oh, God. Simple Cat Girl says, these whole bits during the video is just such proof that queen people don't, or queer people maybe, don't care about you and other weirdos, Call. We just want to live and not be hate crimed all over the place. Yeep. Narnandia Owl says, how to tame your Jezebels. Porcelain Giant, thanks for 12 months, happy anniversary. Bitter Grin with 33 bits says, isn't that bad for his business, though? If he teaches us how to deal with demons, we won't need to pay him anymore. Well, you know what they say. Give a man an exorcism, he'll be free of demons for a day. Teach a man to exorcise demons, and he'll still come back and pay you money because demons aren't real and it's all a grift.
so you didn't miss him say much. He said there are 3 ways to get rid of a demon. You can fast them out, you can starve them out, or you can cast them out.
2 of those things are the same thing. Raven with a link and 100 bits.
Eyes. I don't know. I can only hope my vexed savior ascends, and that my servitude to the one true maestro of mayhem can finally be proclaimed. Choke me, devil daddy, choke me.
Pastor Barry, a man of God.
I love him. That guy's making a movie about that character, by the way. Felix Night Owl says, fast or cast, whatever gets rid of that demon ass. Color by Emmy says, I'm sorry, did his intro say he's performed 40,000 exorcisms? Yeah.
It's probably mass exorcisms, like you're in a room.
Either way,
out.
Father Karras, suck Bob Larson's dick. Narnandi Owl says, okay, that guy is way more interesting than Bob. True. Father Karras is the priest from The Exorcist.
Now, most churches don't address the...
Oh, if this is the first time you've seen me cover Bob is not Catholic. He is not a priest. This is a costume he wears. He's a grifter, in my opinion.
He's LARPing.
He's not Catholic. He is not a priest. This is just a costume he bought and wears to trick Christians into letting him exorcise them for money. You pay him money for this shit.
Issue of Christians having demons, so they don't talk about casting them out. I was recently watching the sermon of a pastor that I respect. He's an excellent Bible teacher. He's got a strong passion for souls. And he was talking about seeking ungodly wisdom, and he quoted from James 3:15 in the ESV. Here's what it says. This is not the wisdom that comes down from above, but is earthly, unspiritual, demonic. And this pastor emphasized that word demonic. He talked about the danger of operating from ungodly logic that comes from demonic forces. And I knew what was coming next in this sermon.
What does ungodly logic mean?
Because of
It's
his
a logic
theological...
explosion. Like Jesus and Moses, but it's Hannah and Jake.
I thought you were going to say, like, Jesus is moaning. Jesus.
Persuasion.
No,
He
that's
felt
you.
the need to emphasize that demons can tempt, corrupt, oppress, and influence Christians, but they cannot live inside of a believer. I glanced at my wife and I gave her a knowing look. Ironically, just a few minutes earlier, this pastor had bravely admitted he was physically and sexually abused as a child. And I was heartbroken that this good man of God might be unknowingly harboring an evil spirit.
I hate this shit. Alright, this pisses me off. Bob and some other people who probably do this grift. I guess I've only ever heard it from Bob, but it kind of sounds like a thing that probably pervades some of these evangelical circles, probably as a way to diminish to downplay the severity of sexual abuse. People will get sexually abused, and then they'll go to people like Bob, and of course they're dealing with like PTSD, other issues stemming from that abuse, and then Bob or some other pastor or whoever will be like, oh, the reason that you're feeling so weird about this is it's a demon. When you were molested, it allowed a demon into you, and just completely sidesteps the actual mental health issues involved with being assaulted. Like, it's really, really disgusting. These people will be like, I can't sleep, and I'm having this and this and that, and I can't stop thinking about, what happened, and blah, 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 and they'll be like, oh, it's a demon. No, it's not. Bob, you are a piece of shit.
It might not afflict him now, but life is long and Satan is patient. He hides and he looks for opportunities. Even if this pastor were to accept the concept of having some internalized demon presence, I don't know who he'd go to. I don't think he'd go straight to an exorcist. He'd more likely try one of the other 2 ways to get rid of the demon. Let me share from 5 decades of
Is
deliverance
he trying to, like, say,
experience.
It's
Why those
better
first
to
two
call someone that can cast the devil out or demon out or whatever the fuck it
options
is
to get
because he wants people to pay him instead of trying to get it out themselves.
I mean, I believe that would be the underlying intent, but he's not trying to say that out loud, because that
Well,
would give
yeah.
away that it's a grift, but yes. Nick says, yeah, convenient that the demon is to blame when these religious assholes protect pedos. No kidding.
get rid of demons are seldom effective. The pastor I'm referring
He literally LARPs as a member of a church that has hidden pedophiles for who knows how long within their ranks.
Doesn't he, like, I might be misremembering, but doesn't he call himself, like, the only person that's the Catholic Church has, like, recognized their exorcism for that's not a Catholic?
I don't remember. I think he's made a claim similar to that. I remember I looked it up at one point and couldn't find any backing to his claim. Something like that. I don't remember, though.
to might try to fast them out, as I said. Well, Jesus said in Matthew 17:21, this kind does not go out except by fasting and prayer. Many preachers miss the point of this scripture. Jesus isn't suggesting that fasting is a substitute for verbally commanding demons to leave. Christ is
Hannah.
pointing out that
You gotta leave.
fasting is spiritual preparation for both the deliverance
Yeah.
Fast for a little bit and see if it'll work.
minister and the one receiving deliverance. Fasting is
I
a way
can't
to
fast a demon out of you.
Well, I'm not going to fast, so.
get ready to cast out demons.
I thought you
Yes,
were
some
looking at me
believe
because he said
The
preparation.
discipline of going without food actually makes demons go. If that were true, Christ would have said so explicitly, and there would be ample evidence.
Has Christ
In the
ever
church-
said
in church
anything
history,
explicitly? Like,
and
the
in
Bible is not
practically-
explicit about anything.
I mean, it depends on what you mean. Like, about what?
I don't know.
Jesus had said specific things about specific things. It just depends on what you're talking about.
I don't know. Everything I hear from the Bible is very vague.
I mean, that'll happen after getting translated many, many times, but it just kind of depends upon the context. Jesus had said definitive things about stuff. My description is also vague, which isn't helping.
Experience today.
Give up your material riches. Jesus, explicitly. Yeah. Jesus said that. He said, take all you have and give it to the poor. Render unto Caesar what is Caesar's.
It is easier for a camel to fit through the eye of a needle than it is for a rich man to get into the gates of heaven.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Close. Felix Night Owl says, life is long and Satan is patient. That's why we have a monthly automatic deposit option available for you for only $29.99. Keep your demons at bay. Also, try our new therapeutic appetite suppressors on sale now for just $5.99.
Thermogenic, not therapeutic.
Whoops. Caller Amy says, demons flee from your body if they can't snack on your half-digested pizza. In fairness, if I was a demon, that's how I would operate.
Fasting strengthens the host who has the demon. And
Oh,
it
that's
weakens the
dangerous
demons.
to tell people, dude.
Fasting facilitates the deliverance process. But it
That's true. Jesus did also tell slaves to obey their masters. That was something he said.
Gross.
Yeah.
It doesn't replace it as an option opposed to exorcism. This pastor might try starving out the demon, which is the second option, by living holy enough. The idea is that one deprives the demon of its spiritual sustenance. The presumption is that the demon will leave on its own accord when it is suffocated by the godly living of the host. But as we teach in our International School of Exorcisms, demons don't go until they're made to go. Evil spirits seldom ever leave on their own, no matter how closely one draws to the Lord. A pure and dedicated life.
Can I just point out that the books on his bookshelf I just noticed are all books by him and then a Bible. Imagine being a Christian and being like, what belongs on in this book collection? Let's see, the most holy book that I think has ever been written, and then everything I've ever shit out. Seems a little egotistical to stack your books right next to the supposed Word of God. That's just me, though.
Will hinder the
think it says
indwelling
everything
demon,
that needs to be
and it
said
will
about
lessen
that
the
dude.
options of afflicting the host behavior. But they usually just dig in deep. The demons dig in for the long haul, hoping the person will develop a spiritual weakness they can use at some time. Starving a demon by godly living will make it less active and less threatening. But a caged wild beast is still a wild beast if it escapes. Better to completely get rid of the demon rather than hope it will go away of its own accord. This is what the Bible says about getting rid of demons. And I want you to listen to these scriptures. The words of Jesus. He healed many who were sick with various diseases and cast out demons. That's Mark 1:34. Listen to this. And they cast out many demons and anointed with oil many who were sick and healed them. Mark 6:13. But if I cast out demons with the finger of God, surely the kingdom of God has come upon you. Luke 11:20. Heal the sick, cleanse the lepers, raise the dead, cast out demons. Matthew 10:8. And these signs shall follow those who believe. In my name they shall cast out demons. Mark 16:17. If you want to get rid of your demons, now, not later, go through deliverance. Experience an exorcism. Fast, if possible, before your time of prayer against evil spirits. Certainly, live as godly as you can to narrow the areas of your life where demons can operate. Use those first two principles. Starve them out. Fast them out.
Those are the same thing! Why is he acting like starving and fasting are two different things, which you shouldn't do, by the way? Rachology says, why is someone giving the Bible a colonoscopy?
But know that in most cases, these factors alone won't
Maybe
usually
he
make a
means,
demon
fasting
leave. They got in
like,
by
you
legal
only
rights.
eat at certain
And
times
by
of the day,
removing those rights,
or,
they can be
like,
forced to
certain
leave,
days of the week or
expelled, cast out in the name of Jesus of Nazareth.
Your financial support and prayers make it possible
cast
for
someone out in the name of Jesus of Detroit, Michigan. I don't know.
Oh look, he has another video. Travis Scott tragedy. Was it demons?
Fuck me.
All the assholes are trying to make shit about this. Him, the vegan teacher, call for an uprising. What is with these people?
It
Wow,
was a tragedy that was born out of poor planning, poor security, and people that don't listen.
I just can't imagine being like, wow, 8 people died, including children. I better use this to further my personal brand.
Literal children are fighting for their lives in the hospital right now.
Fucking ridiculous. Tube Man with 50 bits and a link.
The Bible. This is the Bible.
You question the words of the mighty Jimmy?
Jeez. Fucking yikes, I already have a migraine.
Alright, what's... this is a book... So, Broha Blast showed up last weekend. And Broha Blast, which is, if you can't tell, Baja's brother, he collects vintage and antique books. And he has been kind enough to leave with me a particular book written by Peter Ruckman. What's the publishing date on this? From
1968, I think.
69. This is a book from 1969 from Peter Ruckman called The Mark of the Beast. Let me turn this off so it'll pick up. The Mark of the Beast. It's got a jaguar or something on the cover. Peter S. Ruckman. Let me switch to the larger screen. According to your brother, wasn't this guy racist?
Oh yeah, anti-Semitic, racist.
Let's see. Reverend Peter S. Ruckman, Ph.D., an exhaustive study of the person and work of the Antichrist from the view of a Bible-believing Christian. Let me look him up real quick. Peter S. Ruckman. Sorry, one sec. I'm trying to pull up things about racism. Oh boy. Okay, here's...
Oh, fuck.
Oh boy.
No.
So here's another book he wrote called Segregation or Integration. What saith the scriptures? Let me show it just so you know I'm not making it up. And there's
it's even the same, like...
Yeah, same format. Pretty depiction of a black person there. Broha... Oh, hey, Broha Blast. Thanks for subscribing for 5 months. Hi. Hi, Trick.
Oh, Broha changed his name. That's not what it used to be. Hello, Broha. Love you.
Thank you for the content. I appreciate it. Anyway, this Ruckman guy, here's what it says. I'm aware Ruckman grew up in an era in which racism was more prevalent. However, some of the views he espoused now would surely have been considered extreme even during his youth. There seems to be a few black people, if any, who are Ruckmanites. This should not be a surprise, as by his portrayal of black people, it is obvious he's trying to drive them away rather than recruit them to his line of thinking. He does occasionally mention witnessing to black people, but if some of them would have known his views in advance, it's likely they would have rejected his message. When making derogative comments about black people, he frequently makes all-inclusive statements, which is common when trying to create a negative stereotype. Notice how he words the following as if there were no exceptions. Quote. Again, these are quotes. These are quotes. If there are any actual slurs, I will obviously censor them. Should I say this?
No.
Okay. Prejudice is a permanent trait of, let's just say, the black community, even though that's not what he says. And no amount of civil rights will ever cure it. Yikes. Quote, all black people are racist. They have color consciousness that affects every decision they make in life, and they make decisions on the basis of color.
Wow.
Yeah, here's more quotes where we keep going. If you notice, no matter how much integration is carried out, the IQ of people of color is always lower than whites. He wrote that. Let me be clear. This was not a writing from 60s like this is. That was published in 1994.
To be clear, he is not using the N-word. He is,
He's just using language that would be considered not okay.
Yeah.
Old-timey language for people of color, basically. Oh no. Quote, people who could not invent a calendar or even a wheel if white Dutchmen had not come down there and showed, quote, the first black man to use a white bathroom, end quote, how to farm, build, manufacture, mine, merchandise, sanitize, regulate, and organize a civilization. There would be no civilization there. It was the Shemites who built the Egyptian Empire, and it is not in Central Africa. It borders Asia, and had access to all the wisdom and culture of the East. This is, this is his racist disbelief of historical events on the bingo card. Egypt is now the exception, which the... I gotta read this one.
Oh, no.
This is a quote! This is a quote! I cannot emphasize more that this, what I'm about to say, are not my words. This is a quote.
It's a gross, disgusting quote.
Quote, Egypt is now the exception, which the monkey men used to overthrow the rule. It is an old story. The rule is, unless Whitey shows the black man how to play the piano, the tuba, the trombone, the banjo, the saxophone, the clarinet, and the trumpet, he stays squatted in front of a hollow log. Again, this was published in 1994.
This is the same age that you are.
Yep. Simple Cat Girl says, half the half the shit America has been invented by black people.
Seriously,
No
fucking
kidding.
air conditioning.
Simple traffic lights. Most of modern music. Simple
At least the good music.
Simple Cat Girl says, "Fuck this guy." No kidding. Okay, I'm gonna continue. Quote, "We believe that history is absolute proof that race mixers are mentally sick."
Oh my god, that was in 2004!
That was published in 2004. That was a decade after the previous one. Oh no. N-words, but I don't even know. Not the N-word, the N-word that's like the old-timey one that wasn't necessarily, they weren't like, you N-word, but it was just the word they used. Like, it's not okay, but what am I trying to say?
I mean, you're saying...
Okay, people know what I'm saying. Anyway, N-words, quote, have to be carried. When they are left to themselves, they resort to mugging, R-word, slavery, dope traffic, and eventually cannibalism. That one was 1984.
See, it's a word that is clearly not allowed on Twitch because the person that said it in chat, their message wasn't allowed.
Yep. Anyway,
yes,
so
Crazy Nate 999 has ding ding ding. That's the word.
So that's this guy's other works, and this is his book about the Antichrist. I just wanted to be clear about who this person is before we read segments. I gotta be clear, I don't know what this illustration is supposed to show, but it's some sort of political-like cartoon titled The Great 20th Century Hoax. The Great 20th Century Hoax. And then hummus? The crowd is labeled as hummus. This thing is science with a Darwin book. Hummus is also in the head, and then religion. I don't know what that's about.
So Spanish speakers, you set your Twitch chat to a certain language, usually the ones that the moderators speak, so it will catch things in that language. If you are a Spanish speaker and you write that word, it probably won't catch it.
Tube Man says, wow, just wow, I can't with this. Yeah, it's real bad. Sky Comet Fallen says, I'm mentally sick apparently since I'm white and my first love was half Japanese, half Filipino. Felix Night Owl says, the hard R, question mark? It was not hard R. Anyway.
I feel like I need to say this again. This is deplorable.
Oh, this is disgusting. This is absolutely disgusting. We're gonna read a little bit.
Like, it's gross.
Surprise, conspiracy theorists have always been kind of racist sacks of shit. Weird. It's like the least shocking thing. Okay. Let's see what it says. Preface. One of the many words to fall prey to the tyranny of words in the 20th century is the word prejudice. This word, as the words discrimination, segregation, Democrat, imperialism, Christian, Southern Baptist, integration, and religion, have come to mean something in the mind of the public that it obviously never meant in Webster's dictionary or in 10 centuries of writing. Again, I want to point out how similar this is to how right-wingers currently talk about when we're talking about modern issues of social justice, or just how we talk about people. If we're talking about pronouns, they fall back to the same argument of all these progressives and Marxists are just trying to change our words, as if language as if language hasn't continually changed over all of human history since we've developed ways of communicating with each other abstractly. Nick with 30 bits says yoink and becomes the stream boss.
So this is Mark of the Beast by Peter S. Ruckman.
Yes. Continuing. Unfortunately for mankind in general, words have come to mean what newspaper press releases intended them to mean. This is due largely to the tremendous advancement of public communication media in the last 100 years. With this advancement has grown the increasing perversion in the meaning of words. capitalizing on depraved man's innate curiosity to either, quote, hear or tell something new. See Acts 17, verse 19 through 27. The INS, UP, and AP with Pravda, Tass, and Goebbels setup had developed an entirely new vocabulary for the common man to adopt. In this vocabulary, words no longer mean what they say. To those readers familiar with church history, this manipulation is far from being a new thing amongst men. However, since the vast majority of people know nothing about church history except the second-hand information passed on to them by their own religious constituency, it is hardly probable that anyone would recognize the true mother of this type of perversion. A few samples may suffice. Quote, imperialism or colonialism. Oh, this is going to be a treasure trove of bad takes, isn't it? Is applied to any country that aggressively explored, settled, or dominated another country in preceding centuries. Yeah, that's what those words mean. What? I'm just going to read that again because I want you to think about this. It says, a few samples may suffice. Imperialism or colonialism is applied to any country that aggressively explored, settled, or dominated another country in preceding centuries. Yeah, that's what the word means. What? By such a standard, of course, a colonist or imperialist should be run out of the country that he is in now and repatriated to his original fatherland. However, the word in usage will never allow this interpretation, for to apply what is inherent in the words would send the Russians back to Asia Minor, the Americans back to England, Ireland, Scotland, and Germany, and the word I can't say, nor should anyone say, back to Africa. Fucking yikerinos, buckaroos. This is disgusting. The words then are only used by a country that has been unsuccessful in exploring, settling, and dominating another country, and it is only applied to countries who have been successful in doing so. What? Usually colonialism and imperialism involve a annexation by a more technically impressive power onto a less technologically advanced power. We see this in the Americas with Europeans coming over with like gunpowder and other technological innovations that allowed them to absolutely decimate the native population. That's typically how colonialism has worked over the past, I don't even know, 600 years, 700 years? I don't know. Anyway. Another word is Southern Baptist, which originally meant Southern Baptist. Unfortunately, the word no longer bears any resemblance to a construction. The official view of the Southern Baptist Convention defines the word as meaning not Southern Baptist, but a monetary contributor to a financial program sponsored by Southern Baptists. Notice, what is a Southern Baptist? The term Southern Baptist does not necessarily bear doctrinal significance. What then is a Southern Baptist? He is one who cooperates with the program that is adopted by the Southern Baptist Convention, even though he does not always agree with the program the convention endorses. This remarkable and ridiculous definition is that of C.E. Matthews. I don't give a shit about how he feels about the Baptist Church, I'm gonna be honest. Let's see if we can find the next section. Here we go. The outer political world has finally become aware of the successful and effective way of putting over a lie. They have utilized it to the fullest in the publication of news periodicals. Whoever heard of the AP putting out a release like this? Quote, Bible-believing Christians in Mississippi strongly resisted efforts by the Kennedy regime to mix the races in their universities, since they are contrary to the ethics of social responsibility and conduct, end quote. When they could put out a release like this, quote, racial bigots in Ole, Mississippi defied law and order under a Supreme Court ruling as they sought to maintain white supremacy, end quote. You see, it just depends on what you are trying to get across and who is stupid enough to believe it. Again, he's just a racist who's mad that racism is getting called out in the late 60s. Go fuck yourself. This guy's probably dead now. Peter S. Ruckman? Good. Fuck this dude. Simple Cat Girl says, honestly, it's so sad on seeing how these right-wing nuts never change. I literally was rolling my eyes like I would when John or Call shit on words we have always used, or the bigot shit. This guy is spreading. I wish we have move as a society that this shit is shocking instead of going, huh, sounds familiar. Yep. He died in 2016. He was 94 years old, because only the good die young. As a very gullible commenter said, an informed people is an enlightened people. This is not in the least so. It is certainly not true that an informed people is an enlightened people. It's only true that an informed people have information about something which someone gave them, who wishes them to have that information. The thing is actually a rat race if it is analyzed. Bible-rejecting Christendom, with dictator-breeding Catholicism and atheistic-teaching communism, has conspired with the AP, INS, and UP to agree that all truth is relative. There is no absolute truth except the subjective political ideologies of each group, which it has taught itself, and that to inform someone, it is to give them facts you want them to have. Again, tell me this doesn't sound exactly like any of the people I fucking cover on this show today. Literally just the same rhetoric of, oh, the news media is secretly conspiring with Catholics and communists to brainwash the population. This is the same shit they're saying today. I'm gonna be doing the same shit for 50 more years. In 50 more years, we're gonna be reading and watching videos about this shit. It's so frustrating. For example, no man, even if he spent a lifetime studying the material printed in Life, Time, Newsweek, Look, and the AP Teletype, in 100 radio stations, would ever be enlightened on anything that ran contrary to the subjective religious and news bias of these sources. The antics of the Kennedy regime and the Supreme Court in the last 10 years is proof enough that these sources cause one to be grossly misinformed on the practical outcomes of certain decisions and the actual working out of solutions to problems. This gross misinformation always bears characteristic marks which are strikingly consistent in any generation. It's not hard to spot its birth, family tree, kinfolk connections, affiliations, friends, and descendants. The AP, INS, and UP may be lumped right into the stock with a great assortment of animals that bear little resemblance to them at first glance. A closer look at the menagerie will reveal that all assume certain basic fundamental propositions to be correct, that the Bible has already clearly pronounced incorrect. Oh good, I trust the Bible over AP for some reason. Nick says, as a mini cleanse, my stream baby is in the penalty box for tripping. Yay. Oh, cute lipstick.
Thank you. I wanted to feel better.
Okay. Okay, here are the things that he says the news media of 1969 says that the Bible says are not true. Number 1, peace and unity are the highest ideals. Simple Cat Girl says, how much do you want to bet John read this guy's books? Oh, did I miss your bits? Sorry. Rachiology says, technological differences aren't a good diagnostic element for imperialism or colonialism, as it's not a uniform development, and places can be more or less technologically advanced in different areas. Mesoamerica had better farming and civic engineering than Europeans, for instance. India and China had large and technologically advanced militaries. I suppose that's true. I'm being very... what's the word I'm thinking of? I'm being reductionist. I'm being... I don't know the word I'm thinking of, but you know what I mean. Feral Transient, thanks for following. What else? Let's see. Number 2, science is the final authority in doubtful matters. 3, people are abnormal who do not conform to the world system. 4, it is all right to criticize the Bible, but it's wrong to criticize someone's religion or church. It's wrong to publish sermons by Bible-believing fundamentalists. 6, capital punishment is unjust. It is. 7, the Supreme Court is morally right, no matter what it decides. I don't know about that one. I don't think anyone believes that, at least not nowadays. 8, all men are created equal. He disagrees that all men are created equal. Oh, fucking Christ. 9, the greatest threat to man is communism. You already said you don't like communism, but I assume he's gonna say Satan is the real enemy. 10, a feeling of guilt is really only a mental problem. 11, some Catholics are not Roman, they're American. Oh no, he's one of those people from the 60s that thinks Catholics have an allegiance to the Pope over their country. No wonder he doesn't like JFK. Jesus Christ. 12, man receives punishment in this life for his errors. 13, the Pope cannot be a rascal under any circumstances. I don't even know what that means. Chiba Hawk, thanks for 6 months, says, thou shalt not kill unless see subsections below. That's an annoying noise.
He's being a rascal. Oh, his fingers are broken off.
Mm-hmm. This is just all the preface. The Decline of Biblical Christianity, Chapter 1. Thou shalt not laugh at this video. Let me see what it is.
When will I poop? When will I poop? Will it be today? Will it be tomorrow? When will I poop? When will I poop? Will it be today? Will it be tomorrow? Chad, I think I have to go poop like now. I really have to go. It hurts. My stomach, it's rumbling. I'm just gonna go, okay?
Fuck.
When will I poop? I'm sweating. I don't care if I'm gross.
What the fuck?
What was that?
I don't know, it's a song about pooping.
Yeah, I got that.
Anyway. Chapter 1, The Decline of Biblical Christianity. Oh boy. I'm just trying to see how many pages the first chapter is. I'm gonna have to break this up. In the undertaking of writing of this nature, it is nearly impossible to begin with an enumeration of the facts. The reader has already been prepared ahead of time by his previous religious training to reject certain ideas which conflict with religious tradition. This is true of any treatise of a biblical nature, since, quote, the book is the center and ground of controversy. It's rapidly becoming rejected en toto as a basis for fact. I don't know what en toto means. Does that just mean in total, basically? Time out somebody else. Who am I timing out? Non-binary superpowers? Okay. Where are you so I can time you out?
Right there. They're literally right there.
Okay, I've been told to time you out. In Toto, Africa. Songs I recognize. Biblical Christianity, as it was known to the original Bible believers in either testament, is at present a rare species of prehistoric animal which no longer makes up a majority. In vain are the scriptures quoted to prove facts, for the religious leaders have had...
means in total.
Okay. For the religious leaders have had 1900 years to twist, wrest, pervert, distort, misapply, and misdirect the verses, and their work has left an indelible mark on the minds of those who look to the book for authority. 1900 years of theological controversy over, quote, interpretations have gradually beaten down the resistance of the Bible believers themselves until they're now willing to submit to an, ecclesiastical authority other than the Bible. This ecclesiastical authority is, as it always has been, Roman. Well, this guy really hates Catholics, huh? Therefore, in order to reorient the reader back into the true Christian setting, Christian is in all caps, setting of study and knowledge, it's necessary to trace from the beginning this peculiar mystery of iniquity, which is spoken of as a present work during the time of the formation of the New Testament canon. My god, this guy is shit.
Mm-hmm. Jamie Lynn asked Ancient Wisdom on the bingo card.
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna have to go through and find the good shit in here, because I can't read his racist bullshit for long periods of time. So that's the Mark of the Beast book. We'll do more as time goes on. I gotta go through and find some good, juicy conspiracy sections, though. No one's won bingo in forever. What the fuck is up with that? Someone random's getting a bingo win because, you know, that was the wrong thing. Whoops. Anyway, let's gift a random person for bingo. Because no one won. Gift 1 sub. Is it gonna make me sign? Okay. Hold on, it's making me sign into PayPal. If it wants to actually sign in, that would be nice. If it wants to work... Come on. Holy shit. I hate it. Open PayPal. Okay, that doesn't want to work. Let me try and do it through my phone. Unless I can do it over here. This is a different window. This might work.
Oh, God. You have to stop throwing things.
Let me try and mobile. It's not letting me do it on desktop for some reason. Very fucking annoying.
Yes, I found the video. I'll send you a link, Cirrus.
Hey, Cirrus. Where is the code so I can log in and gift a sub? Okay. My channel. Live. My channel. That's me. Gift sub. Gift sub. Gift sub. Oh my god, everything is shit. It thinks I'm Jake.
That's weird.
Because I'm signed in on the joint YouTube.
Cirrus, I whispered you on Twitch because I couldn't find your Twitter account. Because I'm bad at spelling.
Okay, I don't think I can gift a sub right now because it's not letting me sign in and it thinks I'm Jake on my phone, so...
Do you want me to try to gift a sub?
Lily Love Stuff, thanks for 16 months, says, you still on? Only for a second. No, it's fine. I'll just gift one next time. People, remind me to gift a sub tomorrow, okay? Because I can't get this to work right now. But I owe chat one, so... Someone remind me. Alright, who we raiding?
Cirrus.
Is Cirrus still on? I thought Cirrus was in the chat.
Yeah, because he wanted a link to the video.
Oh, okay. Well, we're about to raid you, Cirrus, so... Oh, congrats on partner, by the way.
Yeah,
Someone told me about that.
congrats.
I'm glad you didn't die of, you know...
Sleep deprivation? I know you were
Yep.
sleeping, but it couldn't have been good quality sleep.
Yeah. Alright. Enjoy Cirrus' stream, everyone. Enjoy watching Call threaten us again. See you guys later. I'll be back tomorrow. See you guys later. I'll be back tomorrow.